risky behavior.
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing? Welcome to Risky Behavior, the podcast where we explore the fascinating and often perplexing world of human actions. Why do we engage in risky behavior? Well, from the complexities of love and relationships to the nuances of religion, politics, and even crime, we'll delve into the choices we make and what drives us. Now, I do not label people as good or bad. I repeat, I do not label people as good or bad. Instead, I focus on the behaviors that can lead us down a risky path. Join me as we uncover the motivations behind our actions and examine the intriguing aspects of human nature. Let's get started. Now, one of the things about human nature is very interesting. And you can really see this when it comes to things like crime. So for today, I'm going to be going over the Brian Cohee. He's the young man that his mom went into his bedroom and found a severed head in his room that was rotting. And yeah, pretty freaky stuff. Anybody would freak out. Anyway, mom's freaks out, calls the police on him. Now, it's a little short clip of it floating around on Instagram. It was shared to me by my homeboy, the Prince of Petty himself. And I just thought it was very interesting. I was like, yo, I got to look this story up because I'm a true crime fan. And I don't know, I guess I'm in that weirdo group of people that like serial killers and stuff like that. You don't really hear too much about them anymore. They used to be the thing used to be just like serial killers. They was like Hollywood movie stars, right? So anyway, dudes, I'm Brian Cohee. I'm gonna be watching the documentary today. It's early morning. I'm having a bagel, drinking my coffee, and I'm just about to chill out and look at this story to see what was going on. I'm gonna play a quick news clip. Where is it at? This would be like the trailer before the documentary. But yeah, man, it when I seen this, it took me back to like the Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, Ed Gein, of course, Jeffrey Dahmer, who kind of blew up again and became famous all over again because of the whole Netflix thing. So
No flowers, no pictures of remembrance, no memorial at the site. Warren Barnes was brutally murdered while sleeping and trying to stay warm against the cold winter night of February 27th, 2021. Now, only litter and books blow in wind. Right across the street, 21-year-old Brian Cohee Jr., the man admitting to the gruesome murder, dismemberment, and mutilation of his 69-year-old victim, sits awaiting his fate in courtroom 11 at the Mesa County Justice Center. 2 weeks of heart-wrenching testimony, including the defendant's mother reliving the horrific moments nearly 2 years ago when she found a rotting human head in her son's closet. Evidence so disturbing it brought jurors to tears. Details so graphic we can't share them with the public. And finally, years of psychoanalyses from a multitude of psychologists trying to make sense of Cohee's tormented mind to answer, how could this happen? The jury finds Cohee guilty for murder in the first degree, guilty for 2 counts of tampering with a deceased human body, and guilty for tampering with physical evidence.
I would just like to express our family's deep and sincere sympathies to the community and the family of Mr. Barnes.
Brian Jr. told investigators he chose a homeless victim he assumed no one would miss. He was wrong. No memorial where Warren spent the last terrifying moment of his life. Instead, it's here in the breezeway between 5th and 6th Streets in downtown Grand Junction, right next to the book and bridal shops, where Warren would immerse himself in a good book, missed and remembered forever by friends who loved him most and called him the reading man.
all right, so there we go. As you come to the building, please make sure you smash that like button for me. I would appreciate it. Puts me to the algorithm. I don't ask nobody for no money, no donations or anything like that. Just if you hit the like button, that helps me out, and I appreciate you very much. And now I'm about to go to the documentary. It's crazy. People often think that just because someone is homeless, they don't have family and nobody cares about them. And it's just not true. A lot of people are homeless because they choose to be. It's a lifestyle for them. That does not mean people don't love them. That does not mean you can just kill them and no one's going to miss them or care about them, especially what it seems like in a town where they're from, where everybody seems to know everybody, which is what's so crazy. Because I'm about to play the documentary, and even the young boy Brian Cohee, he murdered this dude, right? And when the police showed up, they were so polite with him. It was crazy. Which shows like, dude, you come from like this. Hold on, my computer acts stupid. You come from this small town and stuff. So to just think that you can just kill this homeless guy like he's a nobody is crazy to me. And the mom was like, oh my God, freaking out. Let me see. Here we go.
See him, he
Looks
walks
familiar.
Main Street. He's
Yeah,
always
Brett probably knows him.
yep, he's always on Main Street just with his backpack, just walking and coming.
Rewind that.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
This is not me in that car, you know?
I can't believe it.
Oh, got it.
Oh my God.
It's kind of a time to not really know what to do. So
I don't know what happened. At random too. Why? I don't get it.
I don't have any answer. How old is Brian?
He's 19.
He's 19.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Cooperate. I am gonna cooperate.
Okay, so parents have some concerns of some stuff they may have found in your room,
Yeah, I believe so.
and what would it be?
A human head and hands.
Like,
Yo, what's up? We got the Prince of Petty in the room. What it do, brother? If you want me to, I'll drop the link in the chat for you, bro. Just in case if you want to. But yeah, let me know if you want me to. I'll drop it for you, bro.
for real human head and hands?
Yes.
From?
That fellow who went missing recently.
Which fellow was that?
Warren Brown.
Warren Brown? When did he go missing?
The night of the 27th.
The night of the 27th? Okay, and how did you end up with him?
I murdered him.
With what?
A knife.
Why would you have done that?
I've always wondered what murder felt like.
2021, Grand Junction, Colorado. It's the first day of March, and Warren Barnes, a 69-year-old man known to hang outside of Monique's Bridal and Formal Wear on Main Street in downtown Grand Junction, hasn't been seen since Saturday, February 27th.
And you're right, Steven. He was just too. That fellow who went missing. Yes, I murdered him. I don't know if he's trying to be like that Hannibal dude. He's like, I had his liver with some. Well, he said I had his liver with some fiber beans. That is crazy. I reminded because I seen some other people just came into the room. I reminded, but basically, a severed head was found in this young man's bedroom. His mom is flipping out. I understand. I can't even find a dead roach in the house without going crazy. His mom's flipping out, calls the police on him. The police show up, and now they're going to question him. And the young man says, well, yeah, I cooperate. And he's just very nonchalant about how he basically just killed the guy, cut his head off, and he got the head sitting in the bedroom.
Kind of a time to not really know what to do. So
I don't know what happened. At random too. Why? I don't get it.
I don't have any answer. How old is Brian?
He's 19.
He's 19.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Cooperate. I am going to cooperate.
Okay, so parents have some concerns of some stuff they may have found in your room,
Yeah, I believe so.
and what would it be?
A human head and hands.
Like, for real human head and hands?
Yes.
From?
That fellow who went missing recently.
Which fellow was that?
Warren Brown.
Warren Brown? When did he go missing?
The night of the 27th.
The night of the 27th? Okay, and how did you end up with him?
I murdered him.
With what?
A knife.
Why would you have done that?
I've always wondered what murder felt like.
2021, Grand Junction, Colorado. It's the first day of March, and Warren Barnes, a 69-year-old man known to hang outside of Monique's bridal and formal wear on Main Street in downtown Grand Junction, hasn't been seen since Saturday, February 27th.
And if you've ever been downtown, you guys would see him. He
Looks
walks
familiar.
Main Street.
Yeah,
He's
Brett
always
probably knows him if he's talking to him.
he's always on Main Street, just with his backpack, just walking and coming down to the shop to sit in his chair, pretty much.
How do you know Warren?
I own Monique's Bridal downtown, and I give him a chair to sit and read his books.
Is it a homeless gentleman?
He's not homeless. He stays in a place. He pays for a room every day. He comes back in the shop because we keep his chair inside the shop to deter other people from sitting in it behind my shop.
The woman speaking with police is Monique Lenati. Her business has been mainstay in downtown Grand Junction since 1995. Monique and her daughter spent time getting to know Warren over the 4 years he's been a fixture behind her shop. He loves reading, feeding birds, and eating Subway sandwiches. To outsiders, he may have appeared unhoused or out of work, simply because he wore the same clothes every day. But Warren is different.
He works for a company that does just like temp agency, and they were the ones that actually contacted me because he's never missed work, and they know that he sits behind my shops.
So every morning it's around 6.
Yeah.
Without fail.
Without fail.
7 days a week?
Yes. He is there every morning.
All by himself?
Yeah.
Those who know him quickly take a shine to his kind and gentle soul.
And he's the nicest guy ever. Rough looking, but he is the nicest guy.
And
he bites.
Oh yeah, my bad. Also, y'all, if y'all like to see like little documentaries and true crime stories like this, you can go to Law and Crime Network. Yep, Law and Crime Network, and everybody be over there because they got like what 6.5 million subscribers. So yeah, Law and Crime Network. Shout out to them. I look at a lot of their videos all the time. If you like me and you like to see like true crime stuff.
Buys Pall Mall Red 100s every day and a donut.
Warren Barnes is quiet and never bothers anyone. He passes the time reading books, so the locals dubbed him the Reading Man.
But I know he goes to the library a lot as well, because he, like I said, he reads books.
Loves to read.
And Warren has a routine, one you could swear by. So when he didn't show up to work on Monday morning, March 1st, his employers at the temp agency were concerned.
what raised concern with you today to report him missing?
Because the place People Ready called to see if I had seen him because he didn't show up for work, and he's never once not shown up for work in the 4 years he's been working for them. So I said no, and that I hadn't seen him since Saturday. I don't know. I just have a really bad feeling because it's unlike him. And that's the weird thing is I said, I'll see you tomorrow. He said, I'll be here. I'll see you tomorrow. And then I didn't even think about it when he wasn't there, really.
Does he ever have anybody sit and read with him or
No.
next to him?
Mm-mm.
Has he mentioned talking to anybody?
No, he doesn't associate with a lot of the like transits because he's not like them. He's very intelligent. Like I don't know why he's homeless. I never really got into like why he chose,
I'm sure you asked did he ever talk about his family or where he came from?
So he has, I believe, at least one child, but they don't talk.
Okay.
And he said that they talk maybe once every 3 or 4 years on a holiday, but that he hasn't spoken to.
So he
them,
probably didn't go for a visit.
No. He wouldn't have, and if he was, he would have told the People Ready place he wasn't going to be there for work. He was very all about having that so he could afford his place to stay.
With no family that she knows of to call upon, Monique decides to start searching for him on her own. She posts a picture of Warren on her Facebook page asking people to be on the lookout. Meanwhile, 5 miles across town, something odd had been unfolding over the weekend. In the Colorado River, just off the Blue Heron boat launch, a car is partially submerged in the water. The driver, 19-year-old Brian Cohee, had accidentally driven his 2007 Ford 500 into the river and was in over his head. Literally. So he called his parents, Brian Sr. and Terry Cohee, to come to his aid, and they called the police for further assistance. The tenor of the scene just off the Redlands Parkway is lighthearted, Everyone's laughing and joking around, even though it's in the middle of the night and it's dark and freezing.
Yeah, we made him wait till he was almost 18 before he got his driver's license because we didn't want him having any accidents like they do when they're 16 and 17. And
Gotcha.
things.
This your son right here?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, partner, you want to come out and talk to me real quick?
Sure. I
Appreciate
mean,
it, man.
I'm really cold. Is it okay if it's in here? Because
Okay, that's fine. I did not know that. No, please stay in the car. All right. Nobody else in the car?
No,
Okay.
no, just us. I'm the father. That's the mother. And this is our son. He just called us
Sounds
20
good.
minutes ago and said, "Dad, I parked at the boat ramp and I messed up. I tried to get out of the car and it slid down."
Well, you're not hurt, right? You're okay?
no, just a little
Okay.
cold is all.
Just beside your pride a little bit.
And probably $7,000.
Okay. All right, man. Do you have your ID with you, driver's license by any chance?
I do. Thankfully.
What were you doing down here, bud?
Well, I felt like I needed to get out, and I figured, why not park here and just
relax a little bit,
relax and think.
Okay.
And I parked on the boat ramp,
Okay.
and I thought it would be easy to get out. But when I tried to,
Where did you park exactly? Were you down the hill a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
And then
When he got back in, go ahead.
when I got back in, I tried to put it in drive, and it didn't go up. So then I tried putting it in low gear, shimmying it a bit. That didn't work.
Were you facing down?
No,
at
I
this
was
point, or were
facing.
you
I was facing
this way?
up.
Okay.
You back down?
Yeah.
A really good
Because that seemed like the easiest one.
It was very cool.
Let's see. There we go. Okay, I got you, man. I don't know what was happening, man.
What up? What up? What up?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Say, bro, before you play it again, real quick. The narrator, the narrator ain't shit. I don't know if you caught it, but he was saying that the little dude was in over his head, literally. That's what he said, but the narrator ain't shit.
Oh no, I ain't catch it. I was trying to figure out a way to get you the link. I don't know why I was acting like that. Nah. I didn't even hear him say that, man. It's crazy. Just like Steven had said, man, this dude was nonchalant as hell. He walked up just like, yeah. Oh yeah, the dude I murdered. Yeah, just
Bro, ain't no way. They didn't walk up to this dude. They didn't have guns drawn. They didn't even have their hands on their guns. Nobody was ready to knock him out and sprinkle some crack on him or nothing. They walked up to this dude like he was an accountant.
I know they did.
That in and of itself is just crazy.
This guy insane. I didn't even know all this other stuff was going on. But you know, when I I didn't even know all this stuff was going on. This video, I have never even watched this video before. I just found it, took a chance on it because you know this channel they usually do good work and stuff. So
yeah, I kind of figured as such.
yeah,
I love
what he
Law
was
Crime.
thinking.
Law Crime
Yeah,
Network be going hard.
Yeah, I was like Steven said that's what he was thinking. Yeah, I'd be flipping out if I knew somebody had a severed head in their bedroom, but like I said, I guess it's maybe I can see. You know how you watch the movies with the in the movies they show it where you got like this little small town type of attitude where even when the person's a murderer or killer or something, they're just so casual with the person.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's insane. Let me see. Let me play this.
Because of the propulsion of the rear tires, I figured they would be able to push.
Okay.
But yeah, then it slid into the river. I was able to get out.
Because I was like, it's not a crash. He just
it's like
parked
8 feet
it
out in the water.
He parked it and basically couldn't get it up. It just lost traction, looks like, and then he actually went in it. Down in the water. He's not hurt at all. So I'm like, how are you gonna get this car out if possible?
Does he need to stay here?
I'm
Or
sorry?
is he free to go? I'm sure he'd like to go home and get warm.
I'm sure you'd like to get some pants on.
Yeah, right?
It's not a crash. It's
Okay.
simple
It's just a
mistake.
stupid act.
So,
All right. I'm going to take him home then, and then we'll come back here and see if we can figure out what's what with this. Thank you.
Son has no pants on.
After taking Brian home to put some pants on and warm up, the Cohees returned to the scene at the boat ramp around 3 a.m. And this is when things take a turn. The crew
They
recovering
did what?
Brian Jr.'s sedan from the Colorado River has just spotted something troubling.
What did you say?
They did what? They bought somebody who decapitated someone and kept their hands in a bag, decomposing in a closet. They took him home to get some damn pants.
I don't know. I think they're backtracking, saying something that happened before, I thought. Right?
Man.
Let me go back and see.
Yeah, go back a little bit.
Let me see. Okay. Because they saying he ain't had no pants on. So this had to happen before at the house. He had pants on, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing him with
And the
pants. I
mom-
mean, judging by the body cam.
And the mom is calm. Yeah, hold on. This is the lady telling the story about him.
With no family that she knows of to call upon, Monique decides to start searching for him on her own. She posts a picture of Warren on her Facebook page, asking people to be on the lookout. Meanwhile,
Okay, so maybe this is where we got lost at, because see, this lady was trying to find him because he had no family. Everybody assumed he was homeless, but he worked for a temp agency, and he just paid for a room. So okay. We caught up so far.
Okay.
5 miles across town, something odd had been unfolding over the weekend. In the Colorado River, just off the Blue Heron boat launch, a car is partially submerged in the water. The driver, 19-year-old Brian Cohee, had accidentally driven his 2007 Ford 500 into the river and was in over his head.
Okay. All right. And so Steven is saying, he said, I think the accident happened before they found the head and hands. Okay, cool. So he had an accident before then. And this is where Prince, when he said he was in over his head, but I do think he slid that joke in there.
He did. He had to. He did. He ain't shit.
He slid that joke. He said in over his head. So before they found the head and the hands, he done had an accident. But you know what? This is like most of those true crime stories where the person who was the killer, it turns out something happened a week prior or a day prior where they had a run-in with the police and nobody knew what was really going on with this person. Right. It's kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer's story with the little boy. He had the dead bodies in there. Remember, he almost got caught with the young boy.
The one that got away?
Yeah, but it's kind of like this is his encounter with the police story. Okay.
Literally. So he called his parents, Brian Sr. and Terry Cohee, to come to his aid, and they called the police for further assistance. The tenor of the scene just off the Redlands Parkway is lighthearted. Everyone's laughing and joking around, even though it's in the middle of the night and it's dark and freezing.
Yeah, we made him wait till he was almost 18 before he got his driver's license because we didn't want him having any accidents like they do when they're 16 and 17.
Gotcha.
Things.
This your son right here? Yep. Yeah. Hey, partner, you want to come out and talk to me real quick?
Sure. I
Appreciate
mean,
it, man.
I'm really cold. Is it okay if it's in here? Because
Okay. That's fine. I did not know that. No, please stay in the car. Yeah. All right. Nobody else in the car?
Nope.
No,
Okay.
no, just us. I'm the father. That's the mother, and this is our son. He just called us 20
good.
minutes ago and said, "Dad, I parked at the boat ramp and I messed up. I tried to get out of the car and it slid down."
Well, you're not hurt, right? You're okay?
No, just a little
Okay.
cold is all.
Just beside your pride a little bit.
And probably $7,000.
Okay. All right, man. Do you have your ID with you, driver's license by any chance?
I do. Thankfully.
What were you doing down here, bud?
Well, I felt like I needed to get out, and I figured, why not park here and just
relax a little bit?
Relax and think.
Okay.
And I parked on the boat ramp, and I thought it would be easy to get out.
Uh-huh.
But when I tried to,
Where did you park exactly? Were you down the hill a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
And then
When you got back in, go ahead.
when I got back in, I tried to put it in drive, and it didn't go up. So then I tried putting it in low gear, shimmying it a bit. That didn't work.
Were you facing down?
No,
at
I
this
was
point, or were
facing.
you
I was
facing
facing
this way?
up.
You back down?
Yeah.
That's a really good
Because
idea.
that seemed like the easiest one.
That is very
Because of the propulsion of the rear tires, I figured they'd be able to push.
Okay.
But yeah, then it slid into the river. I was able to get out.
Because I was like, it's not a crash. He just
it's like
parked it
out in the water.
He parked it and basically couldn't get it up. It just lost traction, looks like, and then he actually went in it. In the water. He's not hurt at all. So I'm like, how are you going to get this car out if possible?
So the guy who had a head and hands found in his room is the same guy late at night. He just needed to get out the house. He said he's going to park on a boat ramp. He has no boat. Well, I think most people hide bodies in trunks. So or evidence in the trunk. Why would he back down on a boat dock? That makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. He probably thought it was he probably thought it was gonna work out. He probably thought the water was deep enough or something.
Yeah, you don't just park on boat dock. First of all, I don't even think it's nobody would just do that. That's dumb. And then
I got the article right here. The article is a massive read, bro. The article is crazy. I got the article pulled. The article is more crazy than the video.
Yeah, and it ain't even steep like that. The way you would, something's wrong with him. Like he should have been on it. And I could tell the cop that's interviewing him is a little bit suspicious, but I don't think he knows, because you got a 19-year-old out there with loving parents. You don't think that, you think he's being suspicious. Like he probably thinks that maybe he was drinking or getting high or something and he made a mistake or something.
Yeah.
You don't think he's a murderer though, but it's kind of weird and crazy. Why would you be on a boat dock? That makes no sense.
And I appreciate the context. So this is happening. This is prior to the interaction when it's daylight, like at the house.
Yeah, this prior to the mom finding the head and the hands in his bed.
Okay, got it. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Does he need to stay here, or
sorry?
is he free to go? I'm sure he'd like to go home and get warm.
I'm sure you'd like to get some pants on.
Yeah, right.
It's not a crash. It's
okay.
simple
It's just a
mistake.
stupid act.
So,
All right, I'm gonna take him home then.
And I'm sorry, I gotta pause again real quick. I do want to point this out though, is that because this is risky behavior and I talk about human behavior. I want you to look at the behavior of the parents. Their son is out in the middle of the night, very, very suspicious activity. And she's just like, she's the same nonchalant behavior he had earlier. She has the same nonchalant behavior. I'm sure he would like to get home. Yeah, I'm sure he would, man, but we need to clear this up and find out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, that's crazy, because the fact that he was even out there that late at night and sitting where he was, like anybody would question that. Any sane person would question that.
Yeah, and she just nonchalant. Like, I'm sure he would like to get home. No, I'm sure we would like to figure out what the hell happened, and let's get this story together and figure out what's going on, because the police officers and everybody has to do their paperwork. And she's just, I'm sure he'd like to get home and get warm. He's in the car under the heat. He'll be okay. He would be okay, right, Stephen? Exactly. Yeah, he'll be okay. Also, and let me play the video. I don't want to talk too much, but if you're coming in the building, make sure you smash that like button for me. Help bring more people into the room. I don't ask for no money, no donations, nothing like that. I just like to talk to people and watch videos.
And then we'll come back here and see if we can figure out what's what with the truck driver. Thank you.
son has no pants on.
After taking Brian home to put some pants on and warm up, the Cohees returned to the scene at the boat ramp around 3 a.m. And this is when things take a turn. The crew recovering Brian Jr.'s sedan from the Colorado River has just spotted something
Yeah, they left the scene and the parents were able to come back, and he gets to, be out. Come on, man. You gotta get in the bed, you gotta get warm, you gotta get under the covers. His mom probably had to give him his favorite cup, some hot cocoa. You gotta chill, man. He murdered somebody, man. He tired. You know how much energy it takes to cut somebody's head off? You gotta relax, man. You gotta chill.
Granted, this takes place.
Appreciate you, Steven. Thank you, man, for the like and the subscribe. Appreciate you, brother. Oh, my bad. Prince, what's up, man?
Now, granted, this takes place prior to the police interaction about the head and the hands. How are you able to leave the scene of any traffic accident? Well, especially something like this, where the car is somehow made its way into the damn water. But how are you able to leave the scene at all? Like you could be hiding any type of evidence at that point.
That's the benefit, I guess, of the town they live in. That's why I'm saying I think it's some benefit to being somewhere where everybody knows your name, or you got some type of thing. And you know what? And this also reminds me is when people talk about it's not important to have a 2-parent household. When I see stories like this, I look at the guard drop. Even with me and my son, I can see how when you have these teenagers in situations like this, how everyone guard drops when you says, oh, me and my wife, and we're showing up, and people think, oh, well, he must come from a loving family. I think it's so many things I'm seeing just in this one story that is helping. So when you have a mother and a father show up, and you in this town, and these family values and stuff like that, and they say, well, hey, we'll come back and handle everything. Let's just get him home so he can get warm. And they go, oh, okay, I guess it's all right. And they just let him do it.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you. Can't make it up.
Troubling.
Hey, quick question for you. Sure. So the back bumper, I don't know, you can probably see it from here. It's a lot of red on the back of that. Yeah, dripping down it all a little bit. Right underneath the license plate. A little area right there. Okay. A lot of red. Which means looks like blood.
Blood?
Yeah. I don't know if did your son hurt himself on his way out at all?
He might have, he just didn't know it. I don't know.
That's why I'm asking. That's a good question. He's at home. Is he make sure he's not got a cut or
He's going to bed.
something out on him somewhere that he's not aware of? Maybe because his adrenaline was a little high. Maybe just have him do like a self check, make sure he's okay.
Hello? Brian, are you okay? They see blood on the back bumper of the vehicle.
Really?
Yeah, did you get hurt?
No.
Are you sure you don't have any injuries?
No, I'm fine. There's blood on it?
We're not sure.
We're not sure. It's a red, something red underneath the license plate.
Similar blood stain.
Oh, no.
All right. But you're not injured. You don't have any cuts?
No, I don't know what would cause blood or whatever it is on the bumper.
But you're not injured?
No, I'm not injured.
Okay. All right. I'll call you back.
Ooh, it's cold. Is it good? Like hard good? No, Brian, they're trying to get it out. They got to rehook it and try it again.
They're having trouble getting your car out, buddy. All right.
We'll call you back.
If I can send a message on. Bye.
I'm going to move my car. I'm going to move my car for the driver. Okay.
Hello? Huh? I ain't hurt. I'm about to go to bed, ma. Is my car okay? That's interesting. I don't know how no blood got on. He like,
Bruh, this brother privilege with this is insane.
His mama called him up. Look, Brian, are you hurt? Look at Stephen Foster laughing. Look, his mama go, you hurt? He like, nah.
As if you didn't know you just put somebody by in the goddamn trunk.
He done changed the subject and everything. You hurt? Nah. It's my car okay? No, we can't get it out. Like, and it worked. That's
It worked.
what's sad. It worked. Anybody else? I'm like, hold on. We ain't talking about the car. We talking about blood on the bumper. What's going on? Is
The average cop wouldn't have even said anything. The average cop would have just opened the damn trunk.
It don't even make no sense to be like, how would him rolling down a boat ramp? Steven says, bro, I'm crying. Isaiah says the carcassity.
The car.
How could a boat rolling down a boat dock and him getting wet? He wasn't hurt. They looked at him. It's clear he wasn't hurt. How would any of his blood get by the tag? He would have to have backed up, hit somebody or anything. I mean, none of the comments. I mean, maybe he hit a deer, backed into a deer, something like that, man. But come on, man. Seriously. You hurt? No.
That's why I say the average cop would have found that to be suspicious in and of itself. The average cop would have just popped the trunk and just came back and told him, like, hey, look, we see blood right here. That's our suspicion right there. We need to search this vehicle. Despite it being in the water, we need to take a look at this mug because something ain't right.
I know. Stephen Foster says, bro, if he was any other color, he would have been arrested immediately. I think so too. And I don't think he would have left no scene of anything to be getting warm.
No, hell no. No, hell no.
Boy, you better hug that vent in the car. That's the only way to wrap this up.
That will sit your ass by the tailpipe, nigga.
And even me as a parent, I wouldn't took my child nowhere anyway. We just would have sat there because I want to make sure, see what's going on, the car coming out. And I want to be, I'm not trying to just rush and get him home. He'll be fine, just wrap up. And I wouldn't even, because of the lack of privilege, I wouldn't even think to ask that.
You wouldn't.
That's deep. I wouldn't even think to ask.
Complexion for the protection.
Yeah, complexion for the protection for the collection. Let's see how the story unfolds.
The car is finally removed from the Colorado River, but the blood is still piquing the interest of everyone on the scene.
What'd they say about us looking in the trunk?
They're good with it.
Okay.
The officers are unable to get into the trunk. Brian seemingly locked it before driving it into the water. The car is released back into the custody of the Cohees the next morning. Brian Sr. decides to clean his son's car. After all, it had been in the river for hours and badly needed it.
So I'm like, okay, can I help get this car started for Brian? He's got to work. So right away, I popped the hood, unhooked the battery because it was dead, tried to charge the battery. I started going through the car, vacuuming out all the water. Did as much as I could Saturday. Went back out there this morning just to continue. And I opened the glove box, and there was a knife in the glove box, underwater. Okay. The glove box is full of water. Very large knife. Okay. And then, as I go around the passenger door, I open the passenger door, and there's a wallet in between the door and the gun or whatever. Okay. And I open up, that's not Brian's wallet. It's frozen solid. Like, oh my God. That's not Brian's wallet.
Between the blood on the bumper, the knife, and the stranger's wallet, Brian Sr. had some questions for his son. Okay. But first.
So, what does the law say about that? They found blood. Okay, so you got suspicious circumstances. You got a young man, 19 years old. He down at the water on a boat ramp, and he backed into the water. He says, oh, it was an accident. I need to get out the house. Oh, I need to clear my mind. I'm so stressed at the age of 19. Wah. Right? Supposedly loses control. Can't drive. I mean, even though vehicles back in and drive out of boat docks all the time, he couldn't do it. Right? they go to pull the he gets out the water. They try to heat him up in the car. The parents say, hey, well, can we please take him home, warm him up? They allow the parents to take this young man home and come back to the scene. They come back to the scene, the car that's been underwater. How much blood does it have to be for blood to be visibly dripping down the bumper?
If the blood was dried long enough, yeah, it'll still be there. So he had to kill that man hours ago.
But I'm saying it would have to be a lot, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. It had to be a lot, yes. Yeah.
But they still didn't think that was suspicious enough to say, hey, look, we need to go in this trunk and check. Like, I'm wondering about the law now, is that they say they had to call and get permission? Because say somebody kill you and you track.
No, that's probable suspicion. It's probable cause. They had the right to just pop that trunk open right in and there.
Yeah, like what if you're in there unconscious, knocked out, and imagine the shock when they say, well, just give it back to the family. You in the trunk, like, oh my God, get me out. You know, it's just crazy to me that they did not just rate and go. And here's the problem. That father has now touched that knife. He's touched the wallet and everything else.
He can go down for cleaning up evidence.
Or the son could just get off because because honestly, I've seen people do that where it's obvious who put it in the car, but a good lawyer could argue is like, we don't know who put it in the car. The police had it. They didn't seize it. They said they saw blood. They're talking to the jury like, hey, look, how we know? The cops said they found blood, but they gave the car back. And how do we know the wallet got in there? He wasn't the last one in the car.
Yep.
It's crazy to me.
Yep. My fellow law and crime viewer. Yes, that would be the number one defense a lawyer will come up with. We don't know where it came from. It wasn't his.
Yeah, he wasn't in that car. The father was in there. They gonna talk to the dad. Do you mind us blaming you while we in here? You are allowed to give the jury another suspect when you're in court. They're not on trial, but you can still accuse them and blame them. And the father would be the perfect scapegoat for that. Because think about it. He's vacuuming up water. Why would he vacuum up? If he was the murderer, why wasn't he trying to get rid of evidence? Looked like the father was the one trying to do it.
And that would be the prosecutor's defense.
And like Isaiah said, they didn't want to find anything. And I do believe that. And I don't know if they didn't want to find anything because they knew them, or they didn't want to find anything because they're just lazy.
That can very well be it too, them being lazy, because I just saw yesterday, a body cam where the gentleman, where the cops was walking, they was responding to a call of somebody getting shot, and they actually found the dude that got shot. And they didn't do nothing. They just left the scene, but then came back later with the other cops trying to make it seem like it was their first time there. The dude died at the hospital. I shit you not.
Wow. And they just nothing. Just
didn't do anything.
Just laziness. Yeah, I think it's just pure laziness. Yeah, they didn't want to find anything. Pure laziness. Just give it back to the family. You know what? And I get it, right? Because think about it. You've been up all night in the cold trying to drag this car out the water, because remember they had trouble getting it out. I guarantee you, whatever, let them deal with it. And just,
hey, so I gotta step off for a few minutes, but I'll be right back.
All right, I'm gonna just play the video.
All right, man.
All right.
First, he makes a phone call to a company whose business card was found in the wallet.
So I take him aside, and I ended up getting one of the wads of cards out. There's a label ready. I read that. So I called label ready, and then another one, there was a social security card. Okay. I was like, hey, this is a weird call, but I've got a wallet here with so-and-so's name, and I'm hoping he works for you all, or he subbed him out or whatever. Oh, yeah, my one, we've been missing him. Yes, he didn't show up today. I'm like, oh, my God, now we've got a missing person. Okay, well, I found his wallet at Blue Hen Program. So here's my name. Here's all my information. If you get a hold of him, tell him I've got his wallet here at my house. Okay, so I left that like that.
Brian Sr.'s next phone call is to Brian Jr.
Call Brian. Brian, what's going on? Why is there a lock in the car? Oh, I found it down at the book room when I was down there walking around. Okay. And he was so sincere. I took it all. I want to believe him. This is my son. Sure. You found him. Brian, how come, and all this going on in the last 2 days, how come you didn't tell us about the wallet? Dad, I was just so excited with all the going on. My car getting towed. Look at this wet now. It won't start. I didn't think about it. I didn't think it was important, Dad. I'm like, Brian, who is this one, whatever guy? Mm-hmm. Dad, I swear to you, from the bottom, I only know one more. He's my school friend. It's not him. I believe him.
Unbeknownst to Brian Sr., his wife Terry, who operates a child care facility out of the home, is almost simultaneously making a chilling discovery in her son's room.
And then started working on my house, doing some drywall repairs, just doing other things. Left the car alone, didn't let it dry out. And my wife called, get over here right now. Drop everything right now.
111 is John. What's the address emergency?
Hi, there is an emergency. I found something in my son's closet wrapped in a plastic bag.
Okay, what was it?
I think it's a human head.
It's a what?
I think it's a human head.
Why do you think it's that?
Because it looks like it's all an ear.
Is it bloody or does it like anything like that?
I just need to come. That's why I had to take a picture and send it to you.
What's the address? Is your son there now?
He just pulled up. I wanted to make sure he was here before we called.
How old is he?
19. He's had a little bit of a fascination with the morbid, but he was channeling it, I thought, into becoming a crime scene investigator, but not so much.
Do you think he's going to be cooperative with us?
I don't know. I don't think he'll be violent. Just came back from his friend's house.
Does he have any weapons in his room, or do you guys have any in the house?
I don't know. I think that he has a shotgun, but we can remove it immediately before he gets in his room. He's out by the car now, so.
Is the bag still in the closet?
No, it's in my kitchen sink. And there's a secondary bag that I have not opened.
Officers from the Mesa County Sheriff's Office respond to the Cohee residence on South Broadway. At this point, all the children in Terry Cohee's daycare have been picked up by their parents. Outside the home, at the end of their gravel driveway, Brian Sr., Terry, Brian Jr., and Brian's brother Andy await police.
Okay. All right, so this is where they walk up to him. Here goes the most casual encounter with a murderer. But I do want to also say I don't want to pass too much judgment on the parents because I do see that they were actually more suspicious than the police were. Because I see a father that's cleaning out a car and he's finding things that shouldn't be there. And he's calling people like, hey, look, I found this wallet, right? And then I see a mother that had to be suspicious because she's now going through his closet and finding a bag, unless she smelt it and it was decaying or something. But I'm thinking that these parents kind of were suspicious, and that's why the mother, because he wasn't there and he's not there, and she's going into his bedroom and into his closet and she's finding his head. And so I made comments before earlier about the parents and stuff, but I do want to acknowledge that they had to have some suspicions of their son. And I know it's a hard thing to give your child up knowing that they're going to probably go away for the rest of their lives. But we have to commend when you do have parents that don't try to cover things up, that they actually, even though this is their kid, they still turned him in. They still did the right thing.
So, parents have some concerns of some stuff they may have found in your room?
Yeah, I believe so.
And what would it be?
A human head and hands.
Like, for real human head and hands?
Yes.
From?
That fellow who went missing recently.
Which fellow was that?
Warren Brown.
Warren Brown? When did he go missing?
The night of the 27th.
The night of the 27th? Okay. And how did you end up with him?
I murdered him.
With what?
A knife.
Why would you have done that?
I've always wondered what murder felt like.
Okay. Where did you do that at?
Underneath the bridge.
Which bridge?
The one past.
Okay.
Near the weird intersection.
Okay. Do you have anything on you? He's going to cut, poke, hurt, stick me anything without reaching for nothing? Don't reach for nothing.
My phone and my wallet. That's it.
Well, I'm going to have you face that way. Put your hands on top of your head for me real quick. I just want to make sure you interlace your fingers for me real quick, all right?
Go ahead. Phone.
Okay. How do you know this guy?
They told me that was what was in the wallet.
What do you mean that was?
No, Brian, how
no,
did
no.
you come across this
How'd
guy?
you come across the gentleman?
I was driving,
Uh huh.
and I saw a strange shape near the railway.
Uh huh.
So I parked my car and investigated it,
Okay.
and I found it to be a man sleeping.
Okay. Where's the knife at?
It is in my sunken car. Well, it's in my car.
I have that
Previously
sunken.
sunken.
This is going to be an invest, and I'll take it from there.
Okay. So did that happen when you crashed your car, or is that totally different?
That's related, but a different event.
Okay. How's it related?
Well, when I killed him, I tried disposing of his body by putting it in the river, but
Okay,
I parked
so
too low in the river. And
where's the rest of his body at?
Huh?
Where's the rest of the body at?
What parts?
The body, Brian. Where's his body?
Down the river.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
my
gonna have
God.
you walk over here. You're gonna sit in the back of my partner's patrol car.
How much did he chop up? He said, where's the rest of the body? He said, which parts? Oh my God.
For a minute, okay? Not yet. Okay. Just sit back there and hang out for me, okay?
200-pound, 6'1" Brian Cohee is cooperative and polite, if not a bit awkward. The female officer from the Mesa County Sheriff's Office helps the 19-year-old into her patrol car.
How are you?
I'm good, sir.
Yo, what's up, Steven? You said, bro, no hands on guns or nothing. This is the worst police work ever. It is. And he ain't no small boy. This Joker got some size on him. So he could be some trouble if he chose to just resist, go crazy or anything. Like, it's crazy to me. No they didn't even handcuff him in the front of himself. Something like that. Hey, I guess somebody who chops heads off ain't a threat. Shout out to April. What's up? Hello. How are you doing? We are watching a crazy story. Young man chopped somebody's head off. His mama found the head in his bedroom, and she called the police on him. Oh my God.
How are you? You said your name's Brian?
Yeah. I'm not feeling too well.
You're not feeling too well? All right.
No, these past few days I've been very, very anxious.
That's understandable. So what we're going to have you do here is I'm just going to have you sit in the back here, okay? I'm going to turn on the air for you in a second. That way you're not too hot. Are you a hot-blooded or cold-blooded kind of guy?
I am very cold-blooded. I prefer cold. Well, no, actually, sorry, hot-blooded.
Hot-blooded. So you prefer the cold. Okay, fantastic. All right. So hop in here. I know you're tall, so it's a little bit of a tight squeeze.
What is up? What's up? Shout out to Kate Hardwick. If he was black, he'd be dead already. No argument there. He at least would be on the ground, face in the dirt, handcuffs, arm behind the back. I hate we have to point things out like that, but it is true. This is weird. When you're looking at things like this from the other side, you're like, what? Like Steven says, and they just let the female cop escort him to the car. They just on a scroll. I mean, their arms are, you're getting a good walk in when your arms are swinging. That's a stroll. You get a good walk in. I mean, you getting the wind up under your arms, between your body and your arms, and they just, just he chopped somebody's head off. And that's how they're walking. And so as a black man, and I'm looking at this, I'm like jealous. This is crazy. I kid you not. Me and my brother, we got pulled over. All my brother had was a suspended license. Do you know that, officer? Look, mind you, he didn't even come back and say, hey, your license is suspended. Nobody resisted it, anything. He got the license and went back to the car to check it. He literally got out of his cop car, came back up to the car. He was walking calmly and everything. We didn't even know anything was wrong. Do you know, all of a sudden, he just whipped his gun out. Freeze, freeze. I'm talking about we got a gun at our head. He like this. He's like, freeze, freeze, freeze. Put your hands up. For a suspended license. So when I see something like this, I'm jealous. I am. I'm extremely jealous. Because I've been treated worse for just having a suspended license. This is insane to me.
But like I said, I'll get that errand for you.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Meanwhile, the male officer needs to go inside the house and see for himself if there actually is a human head in the sink, like Terry Cohee claimed in her 911 call.
Can you walk me inside,
Let's
please?
walk you all through this. What happened in the beginning?
Okay.
Let me do it. You go inside.
Well, let's stay out here with me for a minute.
Sit down. Come on, sit down, dude.
Can I go in there and verify here
Oh,
first?
yeah, please.
Let me
We
go
haven't
do that.
seen it. Yeah, we haven't looked at it. It's under the towel in the sink.
Okay.
Yeah. Stay with your mother. Give her
Just make sure that guy goes in the car first.
I can stay there. You can go in the sink, right?
Well, yeah,
Sink
okay.
right there. No, you can down. House is empty.
Okay.
Had a bag feeling about what happened this weekend.
Okay.
And she said there's a bag in this closet, and she opened it up, and she called me and said, "Get over here right now." I covered it with a towel.
Okay.
I didn't want him to see it because we didn't want him to run. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah. 2242, you clear for a call?
Got my water.
All right, I'm giving you a call.
Let me know when we start.
Yeah, let me get this figured out. Oh, yeah, you might want to call investigations. So, oh yeah, he already, I asked him what was going on. He said, I killed the guy. I stabbed him. That's his head. I dumped his body in the river. So I guess this guy's name is like Warren Brown or something. So, all right, I'm going to secure the house. And he said there should be hands and the head's in the sink. The body is in the river. So, what's that? Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's that? Oh, does it sound by my voice that it looks real? It is. So, okay.
After the officer confirms the head is indeed real, Brian Sr. then recounts the story of the last 24 hours again to law enforcement on scene.
He left Friday night, late in the morning. Our phone rings at my house. Dad, this is Brian. My son Brian. Same name, same birthday, January 10th. My firstborn. My car's stuck in the river. Wait, what? So we go there and he gives us a song and dance how it was a full moon. He wanted to pull down to the water. And next thing you know, since the one-wheel drive, we tried to put it in reverse and the car started sliding. And next thing you know, he ended up in the river. So we get there to pick him up. We call the police at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
My son put his car in the river. So they called a tow truck company. We called 4 tow truck companies. Couldn't get the car out of the river.
Where's the
car? Blood all over the bumper.
Where is the car?
So we towed it to Scotty's to have it, see if they could fix it. So I called Scotty's and said, "Don't touch it." Okay. I already called him and said, "Don't touch it."
Nothing was taken out of the vehicle.
Yes,
you know.
I did. Yes.
What did you take out of the vehicle?
I cleaned it up. Bottles, everything, incriminating
Do you know
stuff.
where that stuff is?
Yes, it's all at the house.
It's all at the house.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
in a bag.
No, I didn't know this had happened first. So I'm thinking I'm going to get Brian's car cleaned out. We're going to get it all fixed up.
Right.
Call Scotty's. They're going to start it up.
Right.
But then things started unfolding.
Okay.
We saw blood on the bumper. We asked Brian, Brian, what's this from? Oh, I think I cut my finger. Okay. What else is God? I found a wallet. So I'm going to the car this morning. Okay. There's a wallet in the car. And I'm like, Brian, whose wallet? Oh, I found it at the boat ramp.
And where were you going through the car this morning?
Because it was at my house. Okay. We towed it to my house.
Oh, so now it's at your house.
It's at my house.
It's not at Scotty's anymore.
No. When I found that I couldn't start.
Yo, what's up? Shout out to everybody in the building. If you could do me a favor, just smash the like button. That's it. Just a double tap on the screen. I don't ask for no money and nothing like that. I only like to watch videos and talk to y'all in the chat and stuff like that. I do this for fun, but if you could just thumbs up the video. I want to remind for those who came in late that what the father is describing is the day before they found the head and the hands in his room. He had recently supposedly crashed his car into the water, into the river or whatever. Now, when they found him down there at the river, His car had went in the water. He says that he was out just trying to get some fresh air. He parked on the boat ramp. You know, when people want to put their boat into the water, they'll back down this little ramp or whatever. So he parked on there, even though he doesn't have a boat, and somehow he lost control and his car went into the water. They allowed the parents to come pick him up from the accident, drop him back off at the house so he could warm up because he was soaking wet and it was cold. And the parents came back out to the accident to try to get it towed out of the water, and they're down there with the police. The police, once the car is being pulled out of the water, the police notice a bunch of blood around the back bumper and the tag and everything. Even though they found blood and all this by the back bumper, and at the scene of the accident, the police told the mom, call home and ask your son, is he actually hurt? Because adrenaline, he might have been hurt and didn't notice. They called him. He's at the house. They called him from the scene of the accident. He's at the house. Hey, you hurt? He casually picks up the phone and says, no, I ain't hurt. Well, we see blood by the bumper. He says, oh, really? I don't know where that came from. Is my car okay? Right? Even after all that, they released the car back to the family. They couldn't get in the trunk because they said he locked the trunk. But my thing is if there's blood by the bumper and everything, you should have a reason to go in that trunk. What if somebody's in there that needs help, that's hurt? They didn't do that. They allowed the family to get the car back. And so therefore the father, he cleans out the car because they released the car back to him. He's getting the water out of there. But thankfully the father is just not totally crazy, right? Because he found the guy who died, he found the wallet in his son's car. And so the father takes the wallet, he goes through it, finds business cards, and then he starts calling around to find out who this guy is. And he's asking his son, like, hey, man, whose wallet you got in your car? And then I assume the mother must have been suspicious because the son, he's gone. He left the house. He's out doing whatever he's doing. She goes into his closet and finds a head in a plastic bag in his closet. And then she calls the police, and that's where we are right now. Now, but mind you, if these parents, because some parents cover up the crimes their kids do. If they were those type of parents, he would have never got caught. These cops actually pulled a car from the water that had blood. Come on, the car was in the water. That would have to be a lot of blood to see blood pouring by at nighttime, pouring down the back bumper and over the tag, and you just let the car go. So thankfully, the parents did the right thing. Thankfully. Shout out, Kate. You said is white privilege. I'm white, and even I recognize that. Shout out to you, and thank you for saying that. Yes, there was some privilege. There was privilege going on here. That he was that they were allowed to do that because they could have easily covered this up if they wanted to. Thankfully, these are parents that believe in doing the right thing. And I got to say, shout out to them, because as a person that watches true crime, and if you watch it like I do, you know for a fact that you got parents out here that be covering up their children crimes. So thankfully, these people did that, man. Thankfully, somebody thought enough to do this, man, because he thought he could just kill this guy because he seemed to be home, which he wasn't really homeless like that. He just paid for a room, and he thought he could just kill him and nobody would care. So thankfully, the parents did the right thing.
But I called the tow truck company, and they towed it to Scotty's this morning.
Oh,
so they just got it.
Okay.
Car was towed there, and I'm like, well, I started pulling out bottles, this, and I'm like, Brian, why is there a knife in your glove box? Dad, I don't feel safe.
So you touched the knife?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. But the knife was underwater.
Okay.
The car was underwater.
Right, okay.
So I pulled everything out of the car.
Okay. And all of that stuff is in your garage?
All the stuff's at my house.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just, as I was pulling it out, I'm like, what?
The officers update each other on the new information they've gathered while Terry Cohee sobs in the background.
So he had the car at his house this morning. He took out knife, a bunch of stuff.
Who's?
Brian Sr. His house. I have the
Hold
address.
on 1 second. Go ahead. I copy.
So I told him we'd hang tight until investigations came, and then he can take them there where all the items are.
Go ahead. No, we're fine. We've got him sitting in a patrol car right now, and it's just the family here, so we're good. Appreciate it. Okay, so where's everything else?
5.
Oh, the audio cuts out in that part of the video.
He had the car at the house this morning. He pulled the knife, all sorts of stuff. He said there was blood all over.
Okay. Hold on.
You're good.
Car to car or stuck.
Also, I want to say for anybody that likes to watch videos like this, you can go to the Law and Crime Network. That's why I watch a lot of their videos. The Law and Crime Network, and they do a great job putting like body cam, backstories, and all that. They put it all together in a nice video format like the one we're watching now.
We'll also have a second address that'll have to either go through on consent or through a search warrant. It's going to be Dad's house. He had the car over there and
Cleaned it out,
unbeknownst to knowing what was going on.
Dad's super cooperative about taking us there and letting us look at it. So I just told him we'd wait till investigations got here and just keep him here. They have another location. I don't believe this is their house, or maybe this is their second house.
Yeah, I copied. They're cooperative out here, and our suspect is sitting in a patrol car.
While the Cohees await instructions on what to do next, they have some questions.
I know you guys have a lot going on right now. It's a lot to process, so we'll work with you every step of the way as much as we can.
Yeah. How long till the news company shows up?
We're gonna try to keep that a while, so we're hoping.
We need to get clearance from you so we can get out of Dodge.
Don't.
Because I don't want to. We can't have news in front of me. I run the life jacket program here in town.
Okay. Biggest thing is our investigation unit.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, sure.
Like I said, even if news shows up, we're not going to let them down here.
Thank you.
So
okay.
Just focus on.
Don't let them up there either. They'll
and
be able to see stuff from up there too.
So the father runs an organization that he doesn't want this horrible news attached to. And you know what? And they said the mother actually runs child care out of the home. I don't know. She might not have that business no more.
Well, nobody else should know about this right now.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. So, and again, be careful who you guys talk to, who you tell anything.
Nobody.
You haven't told
anybody. Nobody knows but you.
Perfect. Same goes for you.
Yeah.
Are you family?
My son.
Yo, what's up? Got the press a petty that's back. He's the one that originally sent me this story on Instagram, man, and it made me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm back, man. What they just said, the mother works in child care or something?
The mother runs child care out of the home, and the father said he does something like the life jackets or something. I'm about to rewind it a little bit and stuff. Shout out to Kyle. He says, "Oh my goodness, yeah, this is a crazy story." And Stephen Foster says, "Yeah, that child care is gone for sure." Yes, I believe.
Oh yeah, child care definitely gone, because I read in the article earlier that the dude said he been having thoughts of killing somebody for months prior to that.
Yeah, and his parents said that him growing up, he was always morbid. But he said that, well, hey, you know what? Since I'm into that things like that, he was supposed to be going to school to be crime scene investigator. And they thought he would channel it in a different way, but they already knew like he was morbid. He was already out there like that.
So we dealing with a real life case of Dexter, basically.
Yeah. Let me see. Watch it. Because they said okay, here.
On what to do next. They have some questions.
I know you guys have a lot going on right now. It's a lot to process, so we'll work with you every step of the way as much as we can.
Yeah. How long till the news company shows up?
We're gonna try to keep that a while, so we're hoping.
We need to get clearance from you so we can get out of Dodge.
Don't.
Because I don't want to. We can't have news in front of me. I run the life jacket program here in town.
Okay. Biggest thing is our investigation unit.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's what we call it, the life jacket program. He said he runs the life jacket program. Yeah.
Did you hear dude ask how long before the news show up?
Yeah, he's trying to get out of there. He said, "Yeah, he's like, I gotta get out of here." Okay, since they tried to redirect him to crime scene. No, Dexter killed bad people. Yeah, Dexter killed bad people. That was a great scene.
Yeah, that's true too. Yes, yeah, it was a good series. That was really good.
Dexter was a really good series. I really, really, you know what? His son let me down in the end, but I understood that he had to be stopped. But his son kind of let me down in that last season.
No spoilers. I gotta watch it. I ain't catch up with the last season. No spoilers.
Oh, I don't want to tell you. Never mind. Let me shut up. Kyle says, didn't Dexter kill other serial killers? So those are the heads of other serial killers. Yeah, he killed bad people. Yeah, he killed other serial killers to stop them. That's what Kate was saying, that he killed bad people. And so that's how he redirected it. And for this young man, his parents already knew he was morbid. He says, "Oh, I'm gonna do crime scene investigation," but no, he was randomly driving and saw that dude sleeping and just decided that was the day he was gonna kill somebody. And
Yeah, but see, that's the sole connection I was making. Just him having this urge or whatever like that to kill somebody and working for the damn police force.
I know. Oh, Steven says it's another one too when Dexter's a young man. Did I see that?
Oh yeah,
I gotta
prequel.
look that up.
Yeah, it's a prequel series.
Oh my god, I gotta find that and look at that. I didn't see that one. I saw the one where later on and he has the child and stuff. Okay, I gotta watch that one. Let's see.
You guys,
Absolutely, sure.
Like I said, even if news shows up, we're not going to let them down here.
Thank you.
So
Yeah. Okay.
Just focus
Don't
on
let them up there
breathing
either. They'll
and
be able to
kinda-
see stuff from up there too.
Well, nobody else should know about this right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. So, and again, be careful who you guys talk to, who you
No-
tell
no-
anything.
nobody.
or
You haven't
anything.
told anybody
Nobody knows.
anything.
Nobody knows but you.
Perfect. Same goes for you.
Yeah.
Are
Yes.
you family,
My son.
Okay.
Second brother.
All right.
Second son.
Okay. And your name? Nice to meet you. Sorry, we're meeting this way.
No, hey,
Oh my god, I can't believe
At least it's
it.
not me in that car, you know?
I can't believe it. Oh,
Got it.
oh my god.
It's kind of a time to not really know what to do. So.
I don't know what happened. At random too. Why? I don't get it.
I don't have any answer. How old is Brian?
He's 19.
He's 19.
110-02.
Mom,
19.
what's your name?
My name's Terry.
Terry. Okay. Are you okay? Do you need anything medical?
Well, we're waiting on a call from my doctor.
Okay. Okay. All right. So hang tight right here. I got to chat with my partners again.
Sure.
Okay. Brian, when would you say this? What night did this happen?
No. Friday late Saturday morning.
This Saturday?
1 o'clock, yes.
Okay.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Stop. Just this Saturday at 1 in the morning.
For what, the car crash?
Yeah, the whole incident.
It's now time to take the 19-year-old suspect to the station for questioning.
All right, Brian.
His parents follow the patrol car to the sheriff's office where they will also be interviewed.
I've got one male on board. We're en route to the office.
On the drive over, Brian Jr. makes light conversation with the sheriff's deputy until he notices where they are.
What time is it?
It is 2:32.
It was under this bridge.
It was under this bridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man. Shout out to Stephen Foster, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you being in the chat, man. Talking with us and everything, man. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you, man. From the bottom of my heart. Definitely appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's a nice surprise, man, for my Saturday, man. You know, we in the South, we got snowed in and stuff like that, man. I appreciate that. I really do.
My bad. I stepped away from the phone for a moment to drop my trailer, but yeah, definitely appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, nice, man. I thank you, man. For real. There we go.
Like right there under the bridge, or
This side of the bridge. Behind one of these.
okay. Stuck quick. You said it was the bridge here, right by the jail. From what he's saying, it sounds like overpass, but we'll clarify.
A patrol car is sent to inspect the area of the underpass that Brian stated was the crime scene. There, officers are quickly able to confirm he was telling the truth.
It's right here.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah. Because there's an arm. Hey. There's an arm. There's another arm.
Okay, hold on. Do some pictures. Start right now.
There's another one.
I don't have a clue. Okay.
It's just like something out of TV.
Yeah. Just having a discussion with the deputy chief about how these kids don't have any remorse. Right here's a leg. So that could be the upper arm or a leg.
Well, there's three. There, and there.
Pieces down there. I mean,
A patrol guide to yellow tape it and then hold it, because the potential is that there's a secondary by the boat launch.
Yeah, I would think so.
well, we can
if
run
you
out
want to
there
go,
and look at that, and then if you guys, we can just ask for a.
I'm switching to primary. Hold on.
But if we can get the lab out here, that would be the best thing.
yeah, get forensics out here.
After the 8-minute drive to the sheriff's office is complete, the deputy escorts Brian Jr. into the interrogation room.
He's
Is
ready.
Dad cooperative?
Everybody's cooperative, including Dad's Brian Sr., son is Brian Jr.
They're ready for him.
Okay, cool. Let me call parents, let them know to park here, and then we'll have someone meet them out front. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is pull into the front of the sheriff's office, and when you do that, you're gonna. Okay, no problem. Okay, so you're just gonna pull up in the front of the sheriff's office, okay, and just park up here at the front, and then we will have somebody, most likely myself, will come out here and I'll look for you, and then as soon as you guys pull up and are just parked, I'll meet you and walk you back, okay? Okay, sounds good. Just hang tight in your car, and then you'll see me come out, and then we can meet then.
You know, it's crazy how you can just chop a body. I can't even touch dead stuff, you know? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's wild that so he went home with the head in the hands.
Yep.
So he must have put that underpass must not be where he found the dude, because he had to have transported him somewhere because of the blood on the car. But right here at the underpass, they're finding arms and shit.
Yeah, and that's like earlier. Oh, I think you had to go then, but like earlier when they was asking him, they was like, "Where's the rest of the body?" Right? Because they was at the house, and he said, which parts?
Oh my God!
Yeah, so I'm like, what? Which parts? And so I guess he's saying, like, I guess some would be there, and it must be also something in the water,
right?
and stuff like that. So I don't even know why he would. Maybe he I guess he just felt like that would be the way he wouldn't get caught if he's separating everything and he keeps the hands and head for later and maybe bury it somewhere else in the backyard was his plan. And he just so happened to get messed up because he got caught at the water. And his mom and dad turned him in.
Didn't the first season of Dexter start off like this about the dude putting various parts of somebody's body around the city?
Yeah, that original guy, because he was trying to catch his brother. Right? Is that the one you talking about? Yeah, his brother, I think. Yeah, but this dude, I don't know. You kind of sick if you chop up body parts because not kind of sick. You're really, really sick. Most people can't just play and touch. Most of us are uncomfortable with that. Even like people be uncomfortable going to funerals and stuff like that.
And that's why morticians get paid the big bucks. That's exactly why.
I'm telling you, Steven says, oh yeah, the ice cream truck killer. Yep.
Yeah,
man.
All this little dude needed was ice cream truck. He on point. That's all he needed.
I swear, he said it casually, like shopping at the store. He said, "Where the rest of the body?" He said, "Which parts? What you looking for?" I'll tell you where I put it.
Where's his toes? Oh, that's down the street.
Yeah, man. That dude here, man. And that lady officer just walking, going for a stroll with him, putting him in the back of the cop car, like nothing.
Couldn't be me.
Okay, I'm gonna walk him back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Brian.
Thank you.
No problem, sir. So walk with me. We're gonna walk right this way, okay?
You're fine with me now.
Oh my God, he still ain't got handcuffs on.
You saw that too?
He still don't have handcuffs on.
Boy, that's that complexion for the protection, bro. I ain't trying to, bro. I really don't want to bring race to this, but dog, this dude come from a 2-parent household. They've been nothing but nice to a literal murderer. This is scary.
He is in the back seat of a cop car.
This is worse than the cops bringing up. I would like to know what's going on out there too, bro. This is worse than the cops bringing Dylan Roop to go get Burger King.
Mind you, he just killed somebody. On the way there, he could just realize, like, oh my God, I'm about to get locked up. He could be back there manipulating anything, turning something to a weapon or anything. And she's just riding around with a dude that chopped somebody's body up and just opens up the car door. What if he lunged out at her and jumped on her? This is a big dude. He ain't no little small fry.
Right.
And she just opens the door. He just gets out. He's just arm swinging.
They walking out the damn cop car as if they going for a stroll in the park or something. Like they going on a date.
What was that song? Must be nice.
Must be nice. Boy, where's Life Jennings when you need him? It really must be nice. This dude sitting in the back of a cop car as if she's an Uber driver.
He ain't got no handcuffs on at all. He could have been back there unscrewing something, anything. She could have opened that door and he could have realized, like, oh, wait a minute, I ain't finna get locked up, and just knocked her out. And that body cam would have been facing up towards the sky.
He could have been making a shank out the seatbelt buckle, nigga. He could have been doing anything back there.
Man, he could have been saving his spit up in his mouth as soon as she opened the door. Blinded. I ain't going to jail today, and just got up out of there. Exactly, Steven. That's a big
dude. That's a big dude. If it wasn't for him looking so kind of, off-putting, kind of sort of, I would say dude was on a football team or something.
Yeah. He's a big dude. Yeah, he's a big guy. And no handcuff. He chopped somebody's body up.
And then disperse the parts in various locations apparently, and you're not gonna cuff this dude? Oh no, absolutely not.
Here's the scarier part. He's not crying, he's not remorseful, and he talks about it like he went to Target.
Like he was playing a video game. He talk about it as if he's telling a story from John Wick or something.
They asked him, they said, when did he go missing? Oh, let's see. When did I pick him up? I think it had to be Friday.
Yeah. He literally had to stand there and think about it.
It had to be Friday because I believe Friday I stopped and got some coffee from the coffee shop. Hold on. Yeah, it had to be around 5:30. Yes. This is, you can't make this up, man.
We need a full-fledged documentary on this little dude right here. They need to make a movie about this. They need to make a movie about this and it come out in Black History Month. That would be hilarious. That would be a slap in everybody's face.
Hey, Steve said this is terrifying.
It is. It really is. This is crazy. Imagine somebody going pick up, I don't know. I'm just throwing a name out there. Imagine somebody going pick up El Chapo and y'all just friendly, you know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about everything but exchanging phone numbers. And you just put them in the back of the car, no cuffs or nothing. You bring somebody like El Chapo to the police station to interrogate. No cuffs, no nothing.
I'm telling you, look, was you on here when I told the Super Luke says, damn, I wish I was there to see that. It's crazy. I'm telling you, I told the story. Me and my brother got pulled over. We sitting in the car. No argument, nothing happened. My bro handed the cop his license, right? And we're like around the corner from the house. The cop goes back to his car, punches everything in. It must have came back and said that it was suspended. The cop comes back to the car. And I cannot make this up. I swear he was calm, cool, collected, everything. He just walked back to the car. No words exchanged, no resistance, nothing. Do you know this officer? He just pulled his gun out. I mean, he's pointing out, hey, put your hands up, put your hands up. He just waving the gun back and forth. We like, damn, what's going on? He said, put your hands up. He said, you put your hand against the window. We found out later on it was because he had a suspended license.
Wow.
Didn't murder nobody, didn't chop their body up. Just a suspended license.
But see, that's kind of conjecture. It's because like you have to go by the cop by cop. You know, you gotta go by the, you gotta go on a cop by cop basis, because like where one cop will pull his gun out on you for a minor offense going 3 miles over the limit, another cop will pull you over and just be like, yeah, bro, slow it down, and walk clean the hell off. But this right here with this young man, this is a whole fleet of police officers. Nobody is trying to really do their job like one would think should be done.
Hold on, my phone ringing. You can keep on going. Hold on.
Well, no, that was it. Like the cops are doing their job, but then again, they're not. Because with this dude being a murderer and scattering body parts halfway to Timbuktu, one would think that any cop would probably handcuff this dude. He hasn't been handcuffed yet. He's basically in the back of a cop car, like I said earlier, as if he's riding Uber. They may as well stop and get some food. Y'all done had this much conversation. This video here crazy. I would love to see a movie. I would love to see a movie about this come out in Black History Month. That would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, that would be hilarious. My bad, yo. I had a phone call, man.
Nah, you good, bro.
You know it's that well, and they trying to see who can get something shaken and get something done.
But that's crazy. This dude ain't been handcuffed yet. Any rational cop would have handcuffed this dude by now.
Yeah. They just to be safe for any reason. Just any reason they would have done this, man. Shout out to what's that? Shakira Henry from the UK. Oh man. What's up?
What up? Welcome.
Let's see where they going. I don't even know what she walking him into. Let me play this.
They might as well go get something to eat.
They might well go to the restaurant. Oh, look what's on the screen. Cohee says, "You are fine with me not being in cuffs."
The irony of you pausing it right there, though.
Yeah, I didn't even read that. I just read that. Did not read that.
The sheer irony.
Not being in cuffs.
Yeah.
I'm fine with you not being in cuffs.
Okay, thank you.
She said, "I'm fine."
All right, Brian, open this door for me, please. Oh, let's pull it. There you go. You're good. You're good. All right, just face that glass right there for me. Okay. Just walk over for me, Brian. All right, slow down. You're a big guy. Slow down. You're okay. So we're gonna take a right here. Okay, keep on walking. Yes. Walk through these guys here.
Oh, I should have a mask.
You're okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Keep on walking. Yep. All right, we're gonna take a left. Keep going. Take another left. Hard left. Right here. Right here. Sorry. You're all right. So have a seat, and we'll be with you in a moment, okay? Thanks, Brian.
The parents arrived just a couple of minutes after their son.
Just follow me all the way down. We're gonna have you guys have a seat in here, and we'll be with you.
In the interview room, Terry Cohee is understandably upset and anxious. Her eldest son has just admitted to murdering a stranger for the thrill of it. The detective wants to know the question on everyone's mind at this point. What would drive this seemingly non-violent teenager to murder?
Tell me about Brian. Does he have any kind of mental issues or disabilities?
That's why we were told he has ADHD. Okay. So we put him on ADHD medicine. I need to take that during the summer or weekends only when he's okay. In middle school, he started exhibiting antisocial behavior. Okay. Just saying things to get kids riled up and thinking it was funny. Okay. And the doctor had said, yes, he's ADHD. Yes, he's autistic. Yes, he's this. Oh, and there's some indications that he should get further testing because of potential psychosis. And I asked about referrals and calls, and nobody in town was okay. The only place to go was Denver. And I was like, how am I supposed to just take him to Denver? And so we got him involved with. And she worked with them for about a year, and then COVID hit. And so she couldn't do sessions anymore. And they tried to do over the phone sessions, but it's not very effective, beneficial. And it just kind of, like, we just were like, okay, well, he seems to be doing good. You know, he graduated high school, he works at, and he's been working there for a year in August.
The detective wants to know more about the medications Brian is on and if he's actually taking them.
And you said he's not taking his medication, or is he on medications now?
He's on ADHD medicine.
Okay.
That he takes before work.
Okay.
On his part-time job.
Okay.
And he takes sertraline, which is an anti-anxiety, antidepressant.
Okay.
So he's been diagnosed that as well.
And to the best of your knowledge, is he actually taking them? Like, do you watch him take them?
I don't watch him take them, but I have him to watch that, and every night at 10 p.m. I say, Brian, take your medicine, and he says, I know, I am. And as I've looked at his pill container, I mean, it's going, you know, seems to be going down.
Okay.
So I assume he was taking.
Okay. What about alcohol or any other recreation drugs?
No.
Nothing like that. When you talked about the school stuff and having lots of issues, what were the issues that they were having that made other kiddos not feel safe?
He would make jokes that were not appropriate. He got suspended a few times, like for behavior that wasn't acceptable, like this one girl that he knows very well. He knows that she has a lot of issues and that loud noises frighten her. And so, you know, one of his school suspensions was when he, you know, came up to her in the hallway and clapped really loud next to her, you know, knowing that it would put her in a panic, and she cried, and we were like, yep, nope, you know, that's not how, no. You knew that would upset her, and you did it anyway. And he got suspended for prohibited use a weapon, but it was, there was another boy who brought in nunchucks to school on the school bus. And Brian was like, wow, cool, you know? And I think this was in 11th grade. And so Brian was like, I think Brian had given out some candy to some kids on the bus. And so Brian was like, can I check those out? And he's like, I'll bring you in so you could give me some candy. So Brian gave the kid candy, and the next day the kid comes on the bus with two sets of nunchucks. One are glass, and the other ones, I guess they're like rubber. I don't know. I never actually saw them.
Okay.
But so he's like, I know I can't take the glass ones because I'd be in trouble for that. So he took the rubber ones and he put them in his backpack. And his backpack was, I don't know if it was in his backpack or in his jacket. There was some differentiating stories.
Okay.
But so the teacher saw them and they said, what's that, Brian? And he was like, nothing, you know. And so also Omar, you know, he was like, you know, we have a prohibited weapon on school grounds. And I'm like, okay, well, what about the other kid that brought them in? And they said, that kid doesn't have the behavior issues that Brian has. And I'm like, oh, so you're punishing Brian because he has behavior issues. I see. So Brian went through probation and he completed it successfully.
The line of questioning pivots to Brian's behaviors and interests.
How about stuff at home with you and your husband and your other son? Like any kind of violent behavior or weird behavior, like the stuff with
Brian's textbook weird. Okay. You know, I mean, he's always, you know, he's either ADHD and we're struggling with social thinking and social behaviors and learning and, you know, it's always a challenge with Brian.
But not violent behavior towards you and your husband. What about other kids in the neighborhood or on the bus?
He didn't really, you know, he had a couple of friends that he's had since elementary, but, you know, he had a morbid sense of humor and would make jokes and I'd say, Brian, that is not funny. And he'd go, yeah, it is, Mom. You just don't get my sense of humor, you know. But some of his behaviors that we attributed to autism, like the flat face, maybe isn't attributable to autism. Obviously, it's something else.
Okay. What about any fascinations or things that he fixates on?
A lot of perseveration on crime and crime scenes. And so he was talking about going into the military in the fall, and when he gets out, having your job. And so I had purchased online a crime scene investigation book for him. You know, it's like ones that they give you, probably read it when you first started out in college. And so I gave that to him, and I was like, so here, Brian, you know, let's channel that curiosity into something positive that you can affect a good change in the world. And he's like, yeah, that's my plan, Mom. But you know, he's not, I'm not going to say always had a fascination. You know, I'm going to say in the last few years.
Okay. And is it like shows that he watches, or like tries to do things to create a scene? You know what I mean? Like, whether it's like animal stuff or nothing.
No,
like
he
that.
loves our dogs. Okay. You know, I mean, he's very affectionate with our animals. And, you know, he would watch, you know, like just last week, he watched Silence of the Lambs. But I was like, well, he's 19, what sure, you know.
Probably all watch it.
I watched it. It doesn't make me a serial killer, you know.
Was there anything else about Brian or the last couple of weeks?
No, he's always, you know, sometimes he's affectionate, you know, and every night when I say, I love you, Bugs, and he says, I love you too, Mom, you know, and he gives me a hug, and, you know, he's at work when he's supposed to be at work. He's never, I mean, other than his behavior issues in high school, I was like, there's never really been, like, anything legal that was, you know, that was a problem, but I was like, uh-oh, you know.
When they did his testing, and forgive me because I don't know all of the exact language and stuff, but like on the spectrum of his autism stuff, did they kind of give you a range, or did they say we think maybe based on some behaviors
They said he was high functioning, you know, that he did the IQ tests well and blah blah blah. But they said, but you know, in going through this, I think that it would be beneficial if he received further testing. And I said, okay, who do I go to? And they gave me a couple names, and I called them, and they said, no. And then I said, okay, who else should I call? And I called them, and they said, nope. And I said, who else should I call? And I called them, and they said, nope. And there was nobody else to call.
Okay. And this services, is she just kind of doing some basic counseling type stuff?
She works specifically with autistic children.
Okay.
And so we were referred to her from.
Okay.
And you know, like I said, he was doing group, going in to see her once a week, and you know, and because of everything going on in school, you know, we said, you know, we don't feel like he's a danger to other people or to us, you know.
What mammy butter stuff? You know, a group of people display the most risky behaviors. Don't know. Yo, Prince, what you said? They already working on their get out of jail free card.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. They're trying to get all his medical backgrounds and past instances where he had a weapon at school, but they said that we're not going to stop the other kid. We're going to stop your kid because he has a history of mental illnesses. Basically, the kid is goddamn crazy. So the other kid can have a weapon because at least he's conscious and probably ain't going to stab nobody. Yours can't because we can't trust him.
Yes, it's out. They just had a troubled kid, and I mean, I think they knew he was going to eventually, blow up. You know.
Yeah. They had to have known that because how how troubled can one's child honestly be to not only randomly murder somebody, not only decapitate them, but cut off various other parts of one's body and scatter them around wherever? How troubled do you have to be to do something like that?
I know that was it's just they knew and then just having kids and stuff. I couldn't imagine like it just seems like he was just I don't know. I would have to sleep with my door locked.
You would have to
around this guy.
Yes,
because I could imagine.
Yeah,
it.
Stephen. Yeah, Stephen, they had to have seen his behavior at some point in time. You got both of your parents in your life. Somebody saw this in you.
Yeah, exactly. This not normal stuff to have to deal with. It's not. And I don't know. I guess she was saying his autism. I don't know if it's autism. I've never. Is she trying to say autism made him violent? Because she kind of said it a couple of times to me. I feel like. I think he's just a psycho.
Yeah, he gotta be just a psycho because I personally know autistic men and autistic women, and none of this. I mean, I'm not in their heads per se, but I would have never seen anything like this coming from one of them. And then the mom, she mentioned that the dude takes sertraline for anxiety. I personally take sertraline for my anxiety. Sertraline is just another form of Zoloft, antidepressant.
I heard
that's not going to. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's what sertraline is basically. Zoloft. So the dude takes Zoloft. Okay, well, that just says he has bad anxiety. Okay, that's still not. I mean, your anxiety is what keeps you from doing dumb shit, if anything. So, okay, he takes medication for that. But where does the murder fit into all of this? Like none of this is explaining his psychosis in killing people, wanting to kill people, and actually killing someone and doing what he did to one's body.
I don't think you got anxiety if you could chop somebody's body up.
Well, hey, I have no choice but to agree with you on that because your anxiety would be flaring to the point of you possibly being caught and going to jail. So your anxiety would stop you from doing that.
Yeah, you.
That's why I say in the chat, they're already trying to build his get out of jail free card. They're trying to plead insanity or something.
They are. They trying to get up. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. Let me see. We play this video. How long we been at it so far? We probably been
damn near 2 hours.
We have, man. This thing was crazy. I didn't expect it to be so interesting because I only seen that clip you sent me on Instagram. I didn't really see the whole story. And the whole story. This is crazy. This could really, really be a movie.
It really could. For real. The only thing they missing is the fact that they didn't take him to get anything to eat. That's the only thing that's missing.
Well, Steven says exactly. Anxiety stops people from moving like a normal person. It doesn't make you a killer. And that's
right.
Because I seen they have this one. They had this guy. He actually has his parents take care of him. His anxiety is to the point where he can't leave the house. Like
I can believe it. There's people like that.
Like he literally cannot keep a job. It's too much for him. Like being outside in public, working a job, it's too much. His parents literally, they pay his rent, everything for him because he can't leave or go nowhere. And he tried to take his medication and it gives him the ability to do it, but he can't really work like a full-time job. So he can go out and work a little bit, enough to buy himself groceries, maybe some clothes, but not enough to pay rent and stuff, big stuff like that. He can't afford it. He can only afford food for himself and stuff. And his parents help him out. And he's always been like that, you know. But Thankfully, he moved out of the house, but they got to pay his rent. So I don't know. I thought it was a joke, but apparently, there's a lot of people like that. I thought
There is. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of people like that, bro.
Oh my God, yeah. I think this mom, it seemed like this mom's now trying to make everything about her. She was out there crying, just crying, boo-hooing, and then she broke character. Are the news coming down here? No, the news vans, they're not coming down here. When it was in front of the house. And now she's like in here, like this cop is her own personal therapist.
Wait, so that was her that ex thing? I thought that was the killer.
Who the hell? It's the no, when they was in front of the house, the mom and the dad was both asking that. Asking that, and the mom was she was on her knees in front of the house crying, acting all sad. And then the police officer said, well, no, we're not letting the news vans down here. And
they try to cover for him, like yeah, even though your son's a murderer, I mean, he deserves to have his face plastered everywhere, but we're not gonna let him down here.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me play this video. I gotta make a phone call real quick. Hold on.
Maybe himself, if, something happens, but, and I was like, do you think he's a danger to others? And she goes, well, from the discussions we had, I can't really make that determination, but.
So he must have been going to her for quite a while then.
He was seeing her for about a year. He had been seeing for a year and a half, but he wasn't making any progress with.
Things just kept getting worse and worse. Behaviors were worse.
Like I said, there's never any violent outbursts. Never, just a fascination with some things that I thought we were channeling properly, and his morbid sense of humor, and that I was like, well, Stephen King's got a morbid sense, and he's a freaking millionaire writing books,
Brian Sr. is dumbfounded by the situation he's found himself in.
Our kids are both doing good. They're okay in school. They don't drink or smoke. So I didn't really have no warnings that this was going to happen.
But he quickly realizes that this is not an accurate picture of his son.
He's obviously sick. He's obviously very sick. Because we've noticed weird things about him. Some days he gets cold. Just he looks at me and he has this cold look on his face. And I can just tell that, I don't know if it's from his friends that he's hanging out with or what, but.
Tell me about some of the, I know he had some issues in school, but tell me about Brian from his childhood.
Very, very
growing up.
He was good growing up, but I think they diagnosed him early in elementary school with ADHD because he would, he had trouble meeting friends, trouble talking, doing funny things. So he was always kind of on his own. He was a loner. He had friends, a certain amount of friends, but he wasn't like, hey, he wasn't accepted very well.
Okay.
In school, he wasn't accepted, I know that, but he's got friends that he hangs around with, respectable friends. And we just thought, but it just seems like not friends that would ever, not those kind of friends.
Sure.
Clean, good friends.
Okay.
The worst they have is they play video games. They drink too much Pepsi. That's my only complaint when all his friends come over. They stay up too late. None of them are. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. What made him go? And I'll never know that question. I don't know how many times you want to ask me. I don't know why, who, when, where. I don't know. I'm just as dark about this as you.
Still, Brian Sr. maintains there was not a single sign that anything like this would ever happen.
Never been physical at all with any family members. Mom, dad, Brian, dogs. Never any not a cool bone in his body. Never, ever, nothing. As far as his friends know, he's never been in a fight in his life.
Okay.
He's never hit anybody. He's just like his dad. I've never been in a fight, man. I'd like to say it's going to be a spin-off of me. Because he's non-violent, but he's not. I don't know what's going on now. Everything's different.
By the end of his time in the interview room, Brian Sr. laments the loss of his family's reputation in the community.
This is too much for me. I have the same name as my son, and now this has happened. I need to like move to Mogadishu or something. Because I can't, this is going to kill my family. How do I know this guy's family's not going to come after us?
Well, I mean, there's lots and lots of...
I don't know how this is going to unravel.
Sure.
For the sins of my son, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
And my wife is just a mess.
I said, I told you they already trying to clean up, man.
They clean it up, bro. They pulling out all the stops on this one.
I couldn't think about that right now. I'm like, seriously, after I just found a severed head and hands in my, I ain't even thinking about what nobody else think. Not that day, maybe next week. Or a couple of days later, that might hit my brain and stuff. But they're already like, I mean, even at the scene, they were thinking about that. They were thinking about their reputation. At the house, they brought this up. Right. Literally. Right after finding the head and hands in their son's closet, wrapped up in plastic, they're saying, well, are the news people coming? I run the life jacket program.
You run a life jacket program and he was sent out you taking lives. The irony.
He need to run the straight jacket program and get his son one. He's talking about the red jacket program. You need to run the straight jacket program. First person need to get one is that boy you raised.
Yeah, straight jacket program sound like it would have been pretty lucrative in this case. He would have made a decent penny in here. That's wild.
I'm telling you. Hey, shut up, man. Let me get through this video, man. This is crazy to me.
I mean, just take it one day at a time. That's all you can do anyway. And I know there's lots and lots of unknowns and lots of stuff we don't know. It's going to take us days and weeks to sort things out. So try not to panic in the meantime and think too far ahead. Let's just think about...
No, you guys are in charge right now. Terry and I have decided we can't do anything until we're out of this. Until you guys say, okay, you are released. Right now we can't do anything.
Well, and
we can't go anywhere. I'm not working anymore. She can't have any more kids anymore. Everything's over. It's all done now. It's over. Our lives are totally over. She runs a license in-home daycare. She can't have a license anymore.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, okay. Well, her parents, when this gets the news, all the kids are going to be pulled out.
Maybe.
So, yeah, everything's going to go belly up here. So if things are going to change, I don't know how it's going to change, but I got a feeling Grand Junction is no longer going to be our hometown because my name's been trashed.
In another room at the Mesa County Sheriff's Office, Brian Cohee Jr., now under arrest and charged on suspicion of first-degree murder, has waived his Miranda rights and is ready to talk with investigators. They waste no time getting straight to the point.
How did you get here?
I murdered someone.
Okay. But how did you get to my office?
Well, the police drove it here from my mom's house.
Okay. You said you murdered someone.
I did.
Did you know the person?
No.
No?
No. I was driving one night. I was in a, shall we say, bad state of mind.
Okay.
I saw a strange shape by the railway tracks, so I investigated and it revealed me a homeless person sleeping. Well, I presumed homeless because he was there.
Okay.
So I stabbed him to death.
Okay.
Then decapitated his head and hands and arms.
Okay.
I then took the head and put it in my car trunk along with the hands in bags, plastic Ziploc bags. I took it back to my house, cleaned off the knife, tried to hide the head and hands, removed the trash in my car that was stained in blood. And then I tried sleeping. However, I was quite stupid, shall we say, because I decided that's too much evidence. The body needs to be dumped in the river. So I took the body in the trunk, drove it to the Blue Heron drop-off point, and unsuccessfully dumped the body as I parked too low down the ramp. The ramp is mud and dirt, so unless you have four-wheel drive, you're not getting out. And I was unable to get out, and my car flooded. That was let's see, I killed him just after 11, February 27th, 2021. And then I dumped the body. I tried to dump the body. I'm trying to remember the time exactly. It was 1 a.m.
Okay.
And yeah.
So that sounds fascinating.
What do you want to know?
To start back at the beginning and go slow and tell me as many details as you can remember.
So, because I mean, Murray going to jail for 15 years probably.
I have no idea.
Because
we're at the beginning.
It's murder. I mean, I'm going to jail for 20 probably, but so I figure I'll fight it.
Okay. So what's important to me is to learn as much about you and what you did and as I can.
Well,
as many details as you can give me, the better.
I drive a 2007 Ford 500.
Okay.
And I keep a small 18-inch bat in there for self-defense.
Okay.
And a large kitchen knife in the glove box, both for self-defense, because I don't really trust anyone, or really any part of this town, so that's why I have both. And let's see, yeah, it was the night of February 27th. It was a full moon, and I figured I could see so well, why not try it out? And I am in a bad state of mind at that time. I have major depressive disorder, so I am not thinking, I shall say, positively.
Okay.
And I'm cruising around for an hour and a half. So I fill up on gas halfway through, and I'm eventually driving underneath the bridge near the sheriff's office. You know, like how...
Oh yeah, go ahead.
There's a road underneath, right? South under the overpass. And I was driving along, and I see a shape here on the railway track. So I'm like, oh, interesting. So I go up, and as I'm looking, I see a large thing wrapped in a canvas.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's a homeless person. So I grab my knife, I put on 3 layers of gloves, because plastic gloves can betray their users because they're so thin, those vinyl gloves, by imprinting your fingerprints through. So I put on 3 on one hand. I took the knife, I pulled back the canvas, and I stabbed his neck.
Okay.
He was panicking at first in his old man voice. He was in his 50s. I know why I call him old man. He was saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Ah!" And I just kept on stabbing his neck. This is okay if I do a demonstration.
Oh yeah.
This is him. I was straddled on top of him like this.
Okay.
And he couldn't fight back. It was actually surprisingly easy. I was barely breaking the sweat. I thought, oh, this guy, he's going to be tough. But no, it was actually surprisingly easy. And during the time I was growling and making animalistic noises.
Why were you doing that?
I suppose it was a frenzy.
Okay.
I was so excited, so rushed up on adrenaline and everything. Just, woo-hoo. And I paused and he said, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "I've been wanting to do this for a long time, murder someone." And then I continued. The whole ordeal lasted about a minute and a half.
Okay.
And I stabbed, when I was finished stabbing him, he took out his last breath, a grunt, and his head was halfway cut off in stabs. All the while, no, actually, after I killed him, I just couldn't stop saying, "Stinky, dirty, dirty, stinky, stinky." It wasn't. I wasn't selling anything, but...
And why were you saying that?
I don't know.
Okay.
And,
but you remember doing it, so...
Yeah. I suppose it was just me speaking out my mind at that moment. It was a pouring out of the mind.
What are you worried about? I mean, this looks like it's pretty close to the road. Have somebody seen you or catching you?
It was 11 p.m., so not many were driving by. Well, it was behind the pillar, like, here's the road. It was here. So people would only see a brief thing here and here.
So were you worried about them seeing you?
I was worried about one of them stopping. But
what did you think could happen if somebody...
Well, they looked, well, it was quite dark under there, so they wouldn't have seen the guy unless they looked. They would have seen me holding a bloody 12-inch knife, wearing gloves, and wearing a mask to conceal my identity, a face mask.
Okay. So you weren't doing it for COVID, you were doing it to hide your face?
Partially. Social distancing. Right. Yeah, but no one stopped. And I'm just like, proves the bystander effect.
Nonchalantly, the killer goes into chilling and graphic detail about what he did to Warren Barnes' body. We'll spare you the gruesome details. He then tells the investigators what he did with the various body parts once he was home with them.
And then I left his body there. And then I took the head, put it in a leftover pizza box from the dinner a few nights ago. And then I took the hands, put them in the back, drove home, hid the hands and head in my room, cleaned the knife, threw away the garbage with the blood on it, and then put the blood stained, wasn't stained, it had splatters on it. I put it in the dish, in the washing machine.
What did you put in there?
I put the outfit I murdered him in a washing machine. Yeah, I was wearing. Okay. In a washing machine, put it on high speed so it would effectively remove the blood. Wash it twice. And then I tried going to sleep, but I was worried that because there was a hole in my gloves right here, I was worried that they would be able to obtain a partial print. Mm-hmm. So I figured, why not go all the way? I drove back in a different outfit, picked up his body, surprisingly heavy, put it in my trunk, and drove to the Blue Heron drop-off station. Okay. I parked, so it's like this, right? So let's say this is the ground. The ramp is quite steep, and you need to have four-wheel drive to pull out of it. Okay. And my car didn't. I thought, so I pulled in, I thought that I could drive out. Because I put it in reverse, A, so that it's easier to pull the body out, and B, because the back tires would provide propulsion to push up. Right. And I open the trunk, I take his body out, I put it in the water, and because I don't want fingerprints on a body, so I just try moving it with my shoes. That works successfully. He goes out some part in the river and floats off. Okay. God knows where he is now.
Investigators are still curious to get to the bottom of Brian Cohee's state of mind at the time he committed the murder.
And you talked about you were just kind of in a bad space that night.
It was, yes.
Okay. Why were you in a bad space?
I didn't take my medicine. And plus, for years, I was wondering what murder would feel like, because like Ted Bundy and the Zodiac, they all say murder is the best feeling in the world. So I'm like, I'm going to try that. Okay. So for some time, I had been wondering when it would happen. I always knew I would be in this building, whether it was as a criminal or a police officer. Okay. Because I was planning to go in the military, go into forensics. Okay. All right. And
how long do you really, honestly think you've been thinking about really at some point you wanted to know what murder felt like?
A year.
Okay. All right. And you said you've read books?
I read books. I have a book on forensics.
Okay. Did you read the book, the Ted Bundy book?
No, I have not read the Ted Bundy book.
Okay.
I
probably have seen excerpts. Have you seen little comments from it or things like that?
I'm not sure what book you're talking about.
The one you mentioned, the whole stuff about Ted Bundy, a lot has been written.
No, it was on the internet.
Yeah, okay. All right. And Pete has studied him too. So.
Crazy.
You seem more like Ed, if you know who Ed
Gein.
No, Ed in California. Ed Kemper. Yeah. Studied him? You remind me of Ed Kemper.
I know of him.
He was a Goliath. He was 6'9", 300 pounds. So can I ask you a question? Almost all those people did this for some sort of, whether they had sex with the body or it was some sexual gratification.
Something wrong with this guy.
Something gotta be wrong. I can't even say he's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. I mean, he short the burger, the toy, the nuggets. He ain't got much going for him but some French fries.
Steven said he talking like he going home afterwards.
Yeah, that is. That's what it sounds like. It do.
What you said? This psycho was worried about. He said worried about the time he's going to get. The dad worried about his name being tarnished, and the mom making a case that it's diabolical work.
It is, bro. Look at everything they're saying, bro. That shit is diabolical. The daddy don't want all this to get out because he runs his business or whatever. He worried about his name being tarnished or drugged through the mud. The mom up there talking about his past, his medications, and all that foolishness. And he asking how much time he gonna get.
Did you? And then he talking about he was over the body making animal noise as he was stabbing him. You know, I expected it to be a little bit harder, but it wasn't. Surprisingly, it wasn't as hard as what I thought it would be. Like,
dude on something. He is nuts.
He's a psycho. He's a psychopath, and you really get to see his nature, right? Because it's that narcissism in him, right? Because before he was acting shy. If you look at his body language now, he's very open. He's honest. He's proud of himself.
Right. Let's do this. Let's not necessarily call him a psycho because I believe that's disrespectful to Michael Myers. Because at least Michael Myers, he kill you in silence. This dude, he making animal noise and all this other nonsense. Let's put him up there with Hannibal Lecter or some shit. Because I don't want to disrespect Mike.
He said he stabbed him. He's like.
Oh man, it's not funny, but it is.
No, shout out to the detective, man. 'Cause I can't with a straight face like hear you say nothing like that. He just
say, bro, I would have been fired immediately. Like, I'm not even being funny. I would have been fired immediately because I could have not kept a straight face at that point in time. I probably would have busted out laughing. I'm sorry.
Nah, I couldn't have either. It's hilarious, man. It's crazy to me, man. And the people that have to go in here and talk to these people, I definitely think that he still should. Well, I can understand in the room he don't have no handcuffs on, but the handcuffs thing he should have had in. But for somebody like him, I wouldn't even talk to him. He would have to have a straight jacket on. He had to be chained to the chair. The chair had to be nailed to the floor. He'll have to have one of them spit guard things over his face and everything, man. This dude,
bro,
something wrong with him.
His behind should have been in cuffs the moment the mom said she found a head and hands. Because then that was that cop's RAS, the RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime that just occurred. He should have been in cuffs pending an investigation right then and there.
Yeah, and they should have did like how they always do. This is for my safety and your safety.
Right.
That's all they had to do. Let me see how much more.
It's a long ass documentary.
I know, man, but it was.
I was not expecting it to be this long.
It ain't but 10 more minutes. So
okay, we can knock that out.
Yeah, you knock it out. Let me see.
In their mind, criminology, there's different types of. I'm not a serial killer by no means. But with serial killers, there's different types of them. There's organized, disorganized, visionary, missionary. I'm just wondering what gets you excited about doing it? Well, I'm not really sexually attracted to it. Okay. I was just asking. It was just curiosity, more or less. And you said you studied criminology and forensics and all that?
Not college study or school study. It's like a passing interest.
I understand. But what were you worried about, like leaving evidence behind or being caught?
Totally.
Tell me about that and what you did then.
Well, I was figuring the police don't. This is not to be taken offense, but police, they don't seem to care as much about high-risk individuals, homeless people, prostitutes, etc. So I was deliberately looking for someone who lived that type of life. Okay. And I found a homeless person, and the original goal was just leave him there. But I was worried about the fibers on the outfit I was wearing that would be on his clothes and stuff. So I deliberately messed up the clothes.
Okay.
Not cutting them up, just throwing them around. And I was worried about just how long it would take to find him, because it's a somewhat traveled road. Eventually someone with the windows down is going to smell something off. The police have a nose for that type of thing. They're trained to be able to identify the smell of a corpse. So that's where the river idea came from, because a river will wash away a lot of evidence. Rivers are quite tricky. And obviously that was botched.
So how long have you been planning or looking for someone to do this with before you found this guy?
About a year.
About a year?
No, 6 months.
So you come close or seen somebody or chickened out or anything in the past?
No. I mean, I was looking for a deliberately secluded place like that one. I wouldn't just go up in Clifton and find someone walking down the street and stab them. No, that's too public. Everyone sees that.
Well, have you looked like at the homeless places or anything in the past?
I have, yes. I would go on night drives often, maybe once every 2 weeks. And I would just peruse the streets.
Okay. So before this guy, how close have you come in the past?
Not at all.
Not at all? You just drive around and
just try and find someone.
Anybody interesting and
no.
In your mind thought of a plan?
Well, occasionally when you see girls walking down the street, I take a glance at them, because it really is like Ed Kemper, where half of me says, well, I'm quite inept with women. I'm being honest, I'm no Casanova. But half of me says, I want to take that girl home and make her feel nice. And the other half of me, it's just like what Ed said, is I want to see what her head looks like on a stick. And so occasionally when I'm driving down the road, if I see someone that catches my eye, I'll just
Were you worried about getting caught while you were doing it or before you did it?
I was worried about afterwards. For this past day and a half, including this day, I felt so anxious. Because not only is my car in the river, there's blood on it, there's body parts in my house, my parents like to look through my things occasionally, and when they see blood, and eventually when they're going to get the news that a body was found in the river, that's very much circumstantial evidence that's pointing to me. So I was very much anxious these past days that I was eventually going to get caught.
Okay. What did you think would happen if you got caught?
Well, I figured my mother would have confronted me about it, but no, she didn't even say it until the police arrived. I thought the police would handcuff me, but apparently I've been cooperational, so.
Detective's line of questioning moves on to the big question. Why now?
So what in your life has changed, or what in your mind has changed to make
I don't know.
Was it like something all of a sudden one day you woke up and thought I'll kill someone, or was it a gradual?
It was gradual, I think. Call me weird, but I think everyone has had thoughts of shooting up their school. I didn't though. And then because of that, I suppose I just don't really like people at all. I don't know.
So thoughts of shooting up to school to today, what has happened?
Well, last year my parents found a kit I had been assembling. It had hammers, shovels, knives, large zip ties, duct tape, saw. That was meant for hurting people. They found it though, and they were ready to call the police until I had convinced them it was via other methods, for other things. Like, and it was an ultimatum where if I didn't throw it away, all that, they would call the police, or then I would have been arrested on charges of conspiracy.
And what if he hadn't been caught? Would Brian Cohee have killed again?
If you had not been caught by your folks, what do you think you would have done next?
With the kid?
I don't know. No. Let's talk about like today. If you would have been able to get rid of the head, and your folks did not find it.
Well, it depends.
Okay.
Would you guys have been able to solve it if the body was found in the river, the head and hands were missing, and there were no fingerprints of human hair?
Well, we'd like to think so, but who knows?
Right, who knows? We'd love to think so, but
so let's say we didn't solve it. What happens next?
Then what would you have thought of to do next?
Well, I thought I would have been very careful, because I would have been worried at any moment this could become a cold case, and then it could be solved later on down the line. So I probably would have done it again, because that was just to see what it felt like. And if I had gotten away with it, I would have just kept the secret until your grave.
Brian Cohee's trial, where he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, lasted for 12 days.
Told you.
Cohee's attorney argued that his mental illnesses prevented him from knowing right from wrong. But the jury didn't buy it. They deliberated for 2 days before finding him guilty of first-degree murder. Judge Richard Gurley said that in his 37 years in the court system and 16 years as a judge, this was one of the most horrific cases he's ever seen. Cohee was sentenced to life in prison plus 13 and a half years with no chance of parole, a far cry from the 15 years he believed he would receive when he was first interrogated. He is currently serving out his sentence at the Buena Vista Correctional Complex in Chaffee County, Colorado, where he will stay for the remainder of his natural life. Brian Cohee thought that he could get away with murder by taking the life of someone he believed wouldn't be worthy of an investigation. He couldn't have been more wrong. Warren Barnes was not only a beloved man in the downtown Grand Junction community, but most importantly, he was a human being who deserved to be treated with the dignity and respect that he offered others.
Oh, man. How you kill somebody that look like that? I'm just gonna say, Stephen, the jury and the judge wasn't buying that crap. First of all, if you had anxiety and you was worried about getting caught, you knew you was wrong. And Warren this guy looks like every cool ass truck driver I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, sure. He looked like somebody down to earth ass grandpa or something.
Yeah, they say he's known for reading. They call him the reading man because he's always just reading books. Everybody, people in town earlier was talking about him in this video, saying that he's just known for reading. He just does a lot of reading and stuff like that. He pays for a room and he works for a temp agency. But
So this wasn't just no inconspicuous bum. Like the man knew people. He spoke to people. He wasn't necessarily living on the streets. He paid for his room at the motel every week. He had a little piece of a job. Like I mean, come on now. This wasn't just some dude on the street who like the narrator said, who dude thought wasn't going to get an investigation. Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. This wasn't somebody that people live for this guy, and he never late to work. He always go to work, and so that's what happened. Like when the father called, the father went in his wallet. That after he found it in the car, the father went into the wallet, called them, and said, "Hey, I found this wallet." They say, "Oh my God, we've been looking for him." He says, "Really?" They say, "Yeah, he never missed work. We've been looking for him. Yeah, he just thought he homeless bum, that don't talk to nobody, don't work or nothing. No, this guy, he works. He goes to this the lady, let me see, hold on. The lady in the beginning of this video, where's she at? It's a lady. He goes to her shop. There she go. Right
He
here.
wouldn't have, and if he was, he
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
have
to read books.
ready place. He wasn't going to be there for work. He was
Yeah, that lady, he's always she's always talking to him. He's always at her shop, sitting over there and everything. So he has a he's left his footprint in that community. Definitely. He, you know.
Right, and I love how the male officer was interrogating dude as if it was like a Tinder date or something. Like, how long have you been looking for somebody to do this with? Like, what the hell?
He did. You know what? They trained to talk to them people like that, man. Just keep a straight face.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's like, well, man,
Oh,
was
yeah,
you ever
absolutely.
worried about getting caught? He's like, man, yeah, I was, man. He's like, oh, that was a thing. He's smiling. He was happy to get that. He was happy to get that off, man. He proud of himself. Talking about will he kill again? Hell yeah, he would have killed again if he ain't
Hell
get
yeah,
caught.
he would have killed somebody. He would have killed somebody else because the mom talking about his medications and his mental illness, but shit, his anxiety can't be too bad. Anybody anxiety can talk him out of doing what he did.
Oh yeah. No, man. I don't buy that. You know, some of that could have been her just being naive as well. Trying to figure out in her brain, maybe it was this, maybe it was that, but she know damn well. And I still think that I think a part of me feels like they kind of enabled his behavior
Yes.
as well. I'm not sure that they really put any effort into stopping or anything with him. You know, it's kind of like this whole, it's like, because even at the scene of the accident when he crashed the car in the water, they were still everything that you know.
They were still coddling and baby finding.
Yeah, it's like, oh, can we take him home so he can get warm? You know, and he's cold. You know, and then they found the blood on the car, and they're still like getting.
And there was enough blood to be underwater and still there.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. They was babying this boy, man. Come on.
I would have loved to have seen that trial on Law and Crime or any other channel. I would have loved to have seen that trial because I wanted to hear the other testimonies or what have you, because despite the jury not buying it, the fact that it took them what they say 2 days, the fact that it took them that long scares me, because that tells me that some part of them, like a few of the jury members, they were considering letting him off, because I've seen cases where the jury delegate for like 45 minutes, an hour, and come back, yeah, and they're guilty. But it took them 2 days. They was considering that.
Yeah, the longer they stay out, people get nervous.
Yeah.
The longer the jury takes. And then the thing is that's very telling to me is if there is any footage of you smiling in court, I'm worried.
Right.
There should be no
right.
photos.
I agree with that. Absolutely.
Like at all. This guy murdered somebody, decapitated them, took their head, saved it in the closet, spread their body parts throughout the town, and he just chilling. And right, Stephen, the trial took 12 days. It shouldn't have taken that long. It shouldn't have.
It shouldn't have. No, absolutely not.
You know what they should did? They should keep, like, for people like him, they should keep like an electric chair at the end of the hallway, and then right after his confession, he should have been, all right, well, can we get you to stand up? We're gonna walk down the hallway.
They're gonna take this walk over here.
Yeah. Do you want to use the water fountain before we? Okay, you good? Oh, okay, cool. You gotta use the bath? Okay. And then walk him down this. As soon as he go through the door at the end of the hallway, electric chair room. It just, there's no need for a trial. What were they talking about in there? Hold on. How are you able to give a full confession and then, like, as if nobody heard it, then you're able to say, I plead not guilty?
The audacity. The audacity. You gave this confession. And then when the trial comes, you plead not guilty by reason of insanity? For real? Audacity in that town must grow on trees or something, because they just flirted that out as if it was nothing.
What's that meme? The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this. The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity. I don't get it, but they allow these people to play these games and just waste the taxpayers' money. And you know what? Those lawyers and the prosecutors, they be excited anyway for cases like this. They want to have their name on the books that they fought and put this person away. So I doubt that they complain about him wasting their time. They want their name on that paperwork to say that, hey, you know, I put this horrible criminal away. But he's just a young boy playing games. He's the beginning of a serial killer playing game. And then he was in there quoting, he said, it's just like Ed would say, one part of me wants to take her home and give her pleasure, and the other part of me wants to see her head on a stick. He's in there quoting Ed Gein.
Yeah. And plus, a lot of these prosecutors and defense attorneys, a lot of these cats be homeboys. A lot of these cats be friends. So with this case here, who knows? Dude could have lost. The prosecutor won clearly, and they probably wouldn't have had a cup of coffee afterwards. Like, yeah, like, hey, bro, hey, you win something, you lose something.
Oh, I know. I mean, they was on the phone all week, man. It's like, man, what? You know, I got that client. You know, I'm. You know, you're gonna see me in court next week. Oh man, that's gonna you. Yeah.
Looking at these schedules and matching up when they're gonna be in court together.
Yeah, we might win. I don't think you're gonna win this one, boy. He didn't confess. No, man, he insane though. Shit, he ain't that insane. He tried to cover up everything. He had to know it was wrong. He dropped off somebody in the river. He dropped off some body parts under the bridge. Took the head and the hands. That's highly intelligent right there to say that, oh, I didn't know I was right or wrong. Of all things, you took the head. So come on. The most important things is the head and the hands.
The most important things. That's the identity right there. Because at least blood work and stuff like that would take weeks or a month or so to come back.
Yep. And the fact that it was in the water would have destroyed it. Or whatever he did under the bridge, because he said something under the bridge with the fibers. He said he was worried about even fibers. So I think he kind of dragged the body parts around under the bridge, maybe put stuff on there to try to ruin that as well. You know, so he had multiple counts of like mutilating the body and rearranging the evidence and stuff like that. So he was doing a bunch of little crazy stuff, which I don't know how you.
That's why I'm so confused as to how he was even allowed to plead. I mean, I can see him pleading not guilty, but how was he allowed to plead not guilty by reason of insanity? No insane person is gonna set this scene up like you did. You were fully cognitive of what was going on.
You know, I have a hard enough time on a long road trip when all the you ain't by a gas station. You have a hard enough time trying to find somewhere to pull over and piss. And this man is just on the side of the road rearranging body parts.
Yeah.
It's just out in the open.
Either that town was that small or nobody drives around that mud at night. One or the other.
Yeah. It was one of them, because I'm trying to figure out. He was busy all night, man.
Yeah, that took some time.
I'm still trying to figure out. We would have to look at that whole case though, because I'm trying to figure out where he would have cut him up at, because it's not easy to just cut up a body. And so it's kind of like, where did he just?
I want to know where he did it too, because from the looks of it, under the bridge, you would have thought he probably did it there, but under the bridge, it was just the body parts. You know, it wasn't a puddle of blood or nothing like that. So he had to have gone somewhere and just transported the parts to other places.
Unless that town that small that you can dismember a body on the side of the road under a bridge.
That's why I say either that town is that small or nobody drives around there at night. One or the other. Because wherever he was, somebody should have saw him.
Oh my God. Insane.
I guess it's the petty, it's the pettiness in me, but I want to update on his daddy and how he feeling about his name being drug in the mud at this point.
Man, you ain't gonna find it. Them folk done been left town and everything. I do not think the mother had the child care business. I very seriously doubt anybody's gonna drop their kids back off to her.
Yeah, they had to move.
Yeah, they're gone. He would have totally destroyed their lives. Even his younger brother still got a couple of years left in high school. What it looks like, he wouldn't have been able to go back to school after that.
No, absolutely not. Not in that town. No.
Yeah, that would have ruined him. He wouldn't have been able to just ain't no way. You can look at other famous people like R. Kelly's kids, you know, them and what that people say to them, and just other people. It's no way. They would have to totally move and get out of there.
They'll have to move to a completely different state.
Yeah. Oh my God, them kids making noise. Oh my God. Let me see. I guess I'll end this one. I'm about to get a refill on coffee. If I come back, I'll probably do like one of them pop the balloons.
Word.
If I do, I probably ain't gonna do Arlette though. I'm going to the hood pop the balloon. Them things been getting good.
Them be the funny ones. Those be the funny ones.
Man, them ones be off the chain, like the off. I guess I call them the off-brand pop the balloons. Man,
that's what is great value.
Yeah, some of them be fun. I think. Well, it was one that went popular on Arlette. She had, but it's been a couple of other ones that's been gaining traction. Like on one of them, the guy came out and all the women, like the women had the balloons and all the women were like, I guess they were overweight. And one of the women said something smart to the guy. And he said, "Stop worrying about me, worry about your weight." And then the woman next to her popped her balloon. And he said, "Wait a minute." He said, "I'm not interested in none of y'all." And they just was roasting each other.
Damn. Jesus Christ.
Somebody clipped it and put it out like on Threads, like Instagram on Threads or whatever. Might have been on Twitter too. And it's like, oh, who you think is wrong? So yeah, it's a lot of them been, because I think Arlette kind of keeps it more professional. Some of these other shows,
they don't care.
They don't care. They're gonna let you rip and run, especially if you look at the African ones. Oh my God, like the
African ones bonkers.
They don't believe in being polite. Yep. If they think something, they gonna say it.
That needs to be that should be the ones you want to review right now. So you can throw in the American space, you be like, yeah, the next time y'all say go to Africa, here you go. This is what you're dealing with.
Oh,
you want to get you a passport to go somewhere? Go to Africa. Here you go. This is what you're doing right there.
I'm telling you, man, them other one be funny, man. But yeah, I guess I end it. If I get to hop back on, I'm gonna let you know. I just gotta make some phone calls real quick.
Oh, no doubt. Handle your business, bro.
I got Why LW say that? Oh man, I'm still under the weather, so I can't even bust out laughing, but I be holding back my laughter, man. Oh man. Oh man.
Insta comedy.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. Hey, look, man, I appreciate everybody coming through. Shout out. This has been Prince and Petty's show. I want to say shout out to Stephen Foster, definitely one of the moderators of the show. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. Thank you for your help today. Also, who else came through? Isaiah came through. Appreciate you. April came through. Kate came through. Appreciate everybody who came through. Kyle came through. Diz, Salvatore came through. Who else? Super Luke came through. Shakira Henry came through. Mammy Butter Stuffs came through. I laugh when I read that name. And then LW came through.
Appreciate all y'all pulling up.
And W said they don't like us from the US. We are not gonna start that argument on YouTube because that's the argument, but they be on Clubhouse banging out over that.
They don't like the truth. They don't like the truth. They really don't like us.
Oh my God. I don't know if any of y'all be on Clubhouse, man, but that's like one of the arguments, man, on the app, man. It's just insane. That'd be one of the arguments on that app. Definitely. Let's say Steve says, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I definitely want to big up Risky Behavior. You have made my day. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you as well. Thank you. LW says, great show, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Word, thanks.
All right, I'm about to shut this one down. That boom. All right, Prince, you want to take us out?
Well, first off, you got to pose, bro. You can't forget about the thumbnail. And thank y'all for pulling up, bro. Holla at y'all.
Risky behavior.